Welcome to some Science Academy classes, and we are about to start with set 5 of year 2023. So the paper code is 6511. So this is a set 5 of year 2023, and this is the first subset of set 5. So let's start with the first question. And for the first question, it says that we have to find the number of refractive relations on A. So this is the question number one. And our set is A, so the number of refractive relations that goes from set A to A. And A is our set A is has two elements, so its cardinal number is 2. And to find the number of reflexive relations, we are going to use the formula. And so the formula says that number of reflexive relations on this set A. So number of reflective relations is given by the formula 2 raised power n square minus n, where n is the cardinal number of the set and the cardinal number is 2. So let's put 2 in here. So this is 2 square minus 2, which gives me, so 2 square is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, so 2 square is equal to 4 is the answer. So that means we have to choose option B. For next question, that is question number 2. We have to evaluate this sine of pi by 3 plus sine inverse half. So let's find out sine inverse half first. So this is, let's say, sine inverse of half is equal to y. So which gives me sine y is equal to half. Now the angle for which the value of sine is half is 30. So that is pi by 6. So that means y is equal to pi by 6, and this belongs to the domain of the sine inverse, which is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So that means sine inverse half is pi by 6. Okay, so let's put in the value here. So now this becomes sine of pi by 2 plus sine inverse half is pi by 6. Treating everything here, it gives me 2 pi plus pi. So that is equal to sine of 3 pi by 6. This is 2. And this is sine of pi by 2. Now sine of pi by 2 sine 90 is 1. So our option is option A, that is 1. Okay, for question number 3, it's given that if for a square matrix A, so A is a square matrix, and we are given with this matrix polynomial, and we have to find A inverse. So given matrix polynomial, this is the matrix polynomial A squared minus A plus I is an identity matrix of the same order as of A is equal to null matrix. We have to find the value of A inverse. Now we are going to multiply this matrix polynomial, that is the post multiplying. Post multiplying means we have to put multiply A inverse. So put A inverse after terms. So post multiplying by A inverse on both sides. So what do we get? So post multiplying means we have to put A inverse after the terms. So A into A inverse plus I into A inverse is equal to null matrix into A inverse. Now, this A square, I can write it as A into A. So this is A into A inverse, and let me club this, minus A into A inverse plus identity matrix into A inverse. Now, null matrix into something is null matrix again. Okay, now A into A inverse is equal to identity matrix, so this becomes I and A into I. minus A into A inverse is identity matrix, and I into A inverse. So I into any matrix. So if I multiply I with any matrix, which gives me the same matrix again. So I into A inverse is A inverse, that is equal to null matrix. So A into I, or I into A, is once again A matrix minus I plus A inverse is equal to null matrix, which gives me A inverse is equal to null matrix plus identity matrix minus A. So addition of any matrix with null matrix, identity matrix with null matrix, is the identity matrix once again. So A inverse is identity matrix minus A, which is the option C. Okay, for question number 4, A and B matrices are given, and it's given that A is equal to B squares, and what is the value of X? So let's write down. Uh, okay. So first of all, let's find out B square. So B square would be the product of B with itself. So B matrix is x 0, 1, 1, and we have to multiply this with x 0, 1, 1. Okay, now let's find out the product. So x into x is x square, 0 into 1 is 0 plus 0. So this is, now with the second column, it's 0, 1 into x is x, and plus 1. And then this with the second column, 1 into 0 is 0 plus 1, which gives me the B square is x square, x plus 1, 0, and 1. Okay, so x square 0 and x plus 1 and 1 is the B matrix, and we have to equate this with A. So it's given that it's equal to A. So B square is equal to B square. So it's given that A is equal to B square, and A matrix is 1 0 2 1. So this is 1 0 2 1, and B square. B square is x square 0, x plus 1 and 1. Okay, now if I equate this to x square, which gives me x square is equal to 1, and the value of x is equal to plus minus 1. But if I equate this to 2, which gives me x plus 1 is equal to 2, and x is equal to 1. Okay, now, so that means I have the values for x are coming minus 1 and 1. But if I put negative 1 here, so this, if I put negative 1 plus 1 would be equal to 0, but that is not equal to 2. So that means x cannot be negative 1, and the value of x is 1. So this is the correct option, and we have to choose the option C. Okay, for question number 5, it's given that the determinant of this matrix is equal to 0, then we have to find the value of alpha. So let's try to evaluate this. This is the determinant that is given to us is alpha 3 4 1 2 1 and 1 4 1. Okay. So now this is equal to 0. So let's try to expand this determinant along the row R1. And for that, I'm going to sign positive, negative, and positive. So this is alpha, and the determinant left after removing the row and the column for alpha is 2141. So this is 2141, then it's negative sign and 3, and the determinant left after removing the row and the column for 3 is 1111. After that, it's 4 plus 4, removing the row and the column for 4, it gives me 1 2 1 4, that is equal to 0. Okay, this is alpha 2 minus 4 minus 3. This is 1 minus 1 plus 4. 4 minus 2 is equal to 0. And this is alpha into negative 2 minus 3 into 0 plus 4 into 2 is equal to 0. So this is negative 2 alpha plus 8 equal to 0, which gives me negative 2 alpha is equal to negative 8. and alpha should be equal to 4. So that means D is the answer for this one. Okay, for question number 6, we have to find the derivative of x raised power 2x with respect to x. For question number 6, let's say this is the function y, and because it's a function raised to the power function, so we are going to take log on both sides. So let's take log on both sides. Now थोड़ी कम लिखना. So this is log y is equal to log of x raised power 2x. Now this is log y, and I can write this as this is log m raised power n, which is equal to n log m. So n is 2x log x. Okay, now let's differentiate this with respect to x. So differentiating this with respect to x, we get log y. So differentiation of log y is 1 by y. Differentiation of y is dy by dx. And here we are going to use the product rule. So I'm going to take 2 out, it's constant. So let's use the product rule for x and log x. So this is first function into differentiation of second, which is 1 by x plus log x into differentiation of first, which is x. So that's 1. This gets cancelled. And finally, I have dy by dx is equal to y into 2. This is 1 plus log x. So dy by dx is equal to, I can write it as 2y, and the value of y. Y was x raised power 2x, so 2x raised power 2x into log x plus 1 is the answer. 2x raised power 2x into log x plus 1. So our option is option C is the answer for this one. Okay, for next question, the function f of x is equal to this x is given within the boxes, uh, which denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x is continuous at. Now this function, which is x is equal to within the square braces, it denotes the greater integer less than or equal to x. We know that it's continuous for all non-integral values of x. And the non-integral values of x among these are, this is integer, so this is also an integer, this is also an integer, this is a non-integral value. So this is continuous at x is equal to 1.5. So our option is B, because this function is continuous at all non-integral values of x. So I can write that is this continuous at all non-integers, that is non-integral values of x. So our option is option B, which is 1.5. Okay, for question number 8, this is question number 8, and it's given that x is equal to a cos 4t plus b sin 4t. Then what is the value of, we have to find the second order derivative with respect to t. So let's write down our function. So our function is x is equal to a into cos of 4t plus b into sine of 4t. Okay, now let's differentiate this with respect to t. So differentiating this with respect to t, we get, so differentiation of x with respect to t will be dx by dt. A is constant, so it's out, and differentiation of cos, we know it's negative of sine 4t, and multiply this with the differentiation of 4t with respect to t, which is 4d is out. Differentiation of sine is cos of 4t, and differentiation of 4t is t with respect to t. Okay, so let's differentiate this or let me just arrange this and then differentiate it once again because we have to find the second order differentiation of x with respect to t. So this is negative 4a. So negative 4a into sine of 4t plus 4b into cos of 4t. Okay, let's differentiate this once again. So differentiating once again with respect to t gives me the second order differentiation, which would be d square x by dt square. Now negative 4a is constant, so it's out. And differentiation of sine is cos of 4t multiplied with differentiation of 4t, which is 4. 4b is out. So this is 4b, and differentiation of cos of 4t is sine of 4t, and differentiation of 4t is 4. Okay, so this is now d square x by dt square is equal to negative 16a into cos of 80 minus 16b sine of 40. Okay, this gives me negative, I can take negative 16 out. So this is cos of 40 plus, this is a cos of 40 plus b sine of 40. So a cos of 40 plus b sine of 40 was x. So our second order differentiation with respect to t is equal to negative 16x. So negative 16x means D is the correct option for this one. Okay, for question number 9, we have to find the interval in which the function is decreasing. So our function is f of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus 12x minus 1. Let's find out its first order derivative. So first order derivative is 6x squared plus 18x plus 12. And let's find out the critical point. So 6 is common, so this is x squared plus 3x plus 2, and I can further factorize this. This is now x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2. Okay, so this is 6, x is common, so this is x plus 2 plus 1 into x plus 2. Okay, so this becomes 6 into x plus 1 into x plus 2. And now let's find out the critical points. So for critical points, that is for maxima or minima. So for the critical points, f dash x should be equal to 0. So this is 6 into x plus 1 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, which gives me x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to negative 2. So if I draw the number line and let me get the intervals. So this is negative infinity to infinity and negative 1 to negative 2. So our intervals are, this is negative infinity to negative 1 and negative 1 to negative 2, and then it's negative 2 to infinity. Okay. So I'm going to draw this, write this in the tabular form, and we will check the sign of f dash and then the nature of the function. So the second column would be the sign of f dash x, the first order derivative, and then what would be the nature of f of x for that class interval. Okay, for our function is, we now write down this function. This is assume the first order derivative, which is 6 into x plus 1 into x plus 2. Okay. So for any value, let me take the value. So 6 is positive, so I will write positive here. And negative infinity to negative 1, let me take negative 4. So if I take negative 4, put x is equal to negative 4 here. So this value is 6, this is negative 3, and this is negative 2. So this value is negative. And minus 2 is also negative, so which gives me negative into negative is positive, so ultimately this is positive. So positive means that the function is here, the function is strictly increasing in the interval. So in this interval, the function is strictly increasing. Okay, now let me check uh, in the interval what would be the sign of the first order derivative in the second interval. So in the second interval, let me take x has negative 1.5. So between negative 1 and negative 2. So 6 into negative 1.5 plus 1 into negative 1.5 plus 2. So 6 is positive. Negative 1.5 plus 1 will be negative, and negative 1.5 plus 2 will be positive. So ultimately this will be positive. So that means that the function here is strictly decreasing because f dash x is, okay, sorry, it's not positive, it's negative. So the function here is strictly decreasing. Okay, for the last one, we can take minus 2 to infinity. We can take any value. Let me take, let's say 0. So if I put 0, so this is 1 and this is 2, all are positive. So this is positive, positive, and positive, which gives me positive. So the function is strictly increasing. So in these two intervals, the function is strictly increasing, and this interval it's decreasing. And in the question, it's asked in which interval it's decreasing. So it's option B. So B is the correct answer for this one for question number 9. Okay, for question number 10, we have to find the integration of secant x on secant x minus tan x. Let this be our integral I. So I is secant x upon secant x minus tan into dx. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rationalize this. So let me multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So conjugate is 6x secant x plus tan x. Let's multiply this with the numerator and the denominator. And now this becomes, okay. So at the top, so that is the numerator, it's like it's secant square x plus secant x into tan x, and the denominator is always a square minus b square, so this is secant square x minus tan square x with the differential element dx. Now we know the trigonometric identity, that is 1 plus tan square x is equal to secant square x, which gives me 1 is equal to secant square x minus tan square x. So that means this is reduced to 1. And finally, we are left with I is equal to integration of secant square x. And let me separate the integration. So this is integration of secant square x into tan x into dx. Okay, now integration of secant square x is tan x, and secant x into tan x is secant x and c. So I is equal to tan x plus secant x plus c. For question number 11, we have to find the definite integral of modulus of x minus 2 upon x minus 2 for the limits negative 1 to 1. So now here our x is greater than negative 1 but less than 1, and it cannot be 2 because for that this function is not defined. So between this, our modulus of x minus 2, if I take any value, what would be the value of x between x minus 2 for negative 1 to 1? So x minus 2, let's take any value, let's say 0.5. So if I put x is equal to 0.5 here, that is the value between negative 1 and 1. So 0.5 minus 2, this will always give me the negative value. So that means this is negative. So between these intervals minus 1 between this interval minus 1 and modulus of x minus 2 for that x is negative of x minus 2. So I can write here that the integral now 1 to 1 modulus of x minus 2 is negative of x minus 2 upon x minus 2 into dx, which negative is out. So it's 1 into dx, and integral of 1 is negative x. So this is negative x for the limits negative 1 to 1. So negative of 1 minus of minus 1, which will give me negative 2, and negative 2 means D is the correct answer for this one. Okay, for question number 12, we have to find the sum of the order and degree of the differential equation. So we have to consider this as an equation. So if I write this is d by dx, and this is dy by dx the whole cube. And if you have to consider this as a differential equation which is not given in the question, so I can write it like this. And we have to, d by dx means we have to find the differentiation of this. Now, instead of this is of the form x raised power n. So I can write it as dy by dx of dy by dx the whole cube. Okay, now it is of the form d by dx x raised power n, and we know that differentiation of this is n into x raised power n minus 1. So n here is 3. So 3 into x is dy by dx. So dy by dx n minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. And then again, because it's not x, so we have to write down its differentiation, and its differentiation of dy by dx again is its second order d square y by dx square is equal to 0. Now here, this is this is the differential equation. We have evaluated this to this form, and here the order of this differential equation, it's been differentiated, maximum number of times it's been differentiated is 2, so order is 2, and the highest power of that, the highest order differentiation is 1, so degree is 1, and the sum of the order and degree is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So it's 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. B is the correct answer for this one. This question number 13. It's given that what is the condition for two vectors to be collinear? Now the two vectors A and B are collinear if I can write A in terms of lambda in Y. So then we can say that A and B are collinears. And let's say if our A vector is A1 I cap and A2 J cap plus A3 K cap, and then lambda B. B vector is B1 I cap plus B2 J cap plus B3 K cap. So if I open this, this is B1 lambda I cap plus B2 lambda into J cap plus B3 lambda into K cap. Okay, and this one was A1 I cap plus A2 J cap plus A3 K cap. So we have considered, okay, now if these two vectors are equal, that means this A1 is equal to B1 into lambda, and A2 is equal to B2 into lambda, and A3 is equal to B3 lambda. So this was the condition for collinear vectors, and I have put in the values of A and B, and let's see what do we all get. So this is A1 by B1 is equal to lambda, and this is A2 by B2 is equal to lambda, and this is A3 by B3 is equal to lambda. Okay, so that means that A1 upon B1 is equal to A2 upon B2 is equal to A3 upon B3 is equal to lambda. So we can say that if A1 upon B1 is equal to A2 upon B2 is equal to A3 upon A3, so from this condition, we have got this. So if A1 upon B1 is equal to A2 upon B2 is equal to A3 upon B3 for two vectors, we can say that these are the Konya vectors. So our option is option B from this one. Okay, for the next question, that is question number 14, we have to find the magnitude of the vector. And we know how to find the magnitude of a vector. It's the sum of the square of the scalar components. That is the square root of the sum of the square of the scalar components. So these are the scalar components, square them, add them, and find the square root. So this is 36 plus 4 plus 9. So this is now 36 plus 13, which gives me 49. Under root 49 is 7. So C is the correct option for this one. Okay, for question number 15, it's given that if a line makes angles of 90 degree, 135 and 45 degree with x, y, and z axis respectively, then its direction cosines are. So let me draw x, y, and z axis. So let's say this is, and let there be a line. Let's just pass this more again. Now the angle this line makes with x-axis, the angle made by a line with x-axis is given by alpha, and with y-axis is given by beta. So it's alpha, which is 90 degree. With y-axis, it's beta, which is 135 degree, and with z-axis, it's gamma, which is 45 degree. And we have to find the direction cosines. So direction cosines are cos of the angles that it makes with the x, y, and z axis. So this is cos alpha, cos beta, and cos gamma. So alpha is cos 90, which is 0, and beta is 135 degree. So I can write 135 as 90 into 1 plus 45, and so cos gamma is cos 45 degree, which is 1 by now cos 45. 1 means change, so cos changes to sine. We are in the second quadrant, so it's negative sine 45, which is equal to negative 1 by root. So the direction cosines are 0, negative 1 by root 2, and 1 by root 2, which is option A. For question number 16, we have to find the angle between the lines. And these are the equations in the Cartesian form, but not exactly in the standard form. So the Cartesian equation of a line passing through a point is given by, this is x minus x1 upon a, y minus y1 upon b is equal to z minus z1 upon c, where a, b, c are the direction ratios. So A, B, C are the direction ratios. So let's write this in the standard form. So 2x is equal to 3y is equal to negative z. And I can write it as x minus 0 upon 1 by 2 is equal to y minus 0 upon 1 by 3 is equal to z upon negative 1. So here, let me write down the direction ratios of these two lines. Let the direction ratios be A1, B1, and C1. And these are half, 1 by 3, and negative 1. Now, second equation is 6x. So 6x is equal to negative y is equal to negative 4z. So this is x upon 1 by 6 is equal to y upon negative 1. We can also write it as x minus 0 upon, so this is x minus 0 upon 1 by 6 is equal to y upon negative 1 is equal to z upon negative 1 by 4. And here let the direction ratios be A2, B2, and C2. So these are the direction ratios, and these are 1 by 6 minus 1, comma 1 minus 1 by 4. Okay, and if I try to find the sum of the product of these direction ratios, and this is half into 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3 into negative 1 plus negative 1 into negative 4. So this clearly comes out to be 0, and we know that when this is 1 by 12 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4, LCM is 12. So this is 1 minus 4 plus 3, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 12, that is equal to 0. Okay, so this becomes 0, so that means the lines are perpendicular. So if this line, that means that this line is L1 and this line is L2. When the sum of the product of the direction ratios of two lines is 0, so that means L1 is perpendicular to L2, so that means angle between them is 90 degree. So these lines are perpendicular, so angle between them is 90 degree. So our option is option D. So D is the correct answer for this one. Okay, for question number 17, it's given that for two events A and B, probability of A is given, probability of A intersection with B is given, then we have to find the probability of B by A. So to find the probability of B by A, it's given by the formula. The formula is B intersection A upon probability of A. Now B intersection A is equal to A intersection B, and B intersection A are equal. So I can, instead of this, I can write this, because if this is given, so 7 by 10, the probability of A is 4 by 5. So this is equal to 7 by 10 into 5 by 4. 5 twos are is 10, and our answer is 7 by 8, which is options. For question number 18, it's given that 5 fair coins are tossed simultaneously. What is the probability of the events that at least one head comes up? Now, for when 5 fair coins are tossed simultaneously, here the total outcomes. So when one coin is tossed, the total outcomes are 2. And if 5 coins are tossed, the total outcomes will be 2 raised power 5, which is equal to 32. Now, what do you mean by at least one head comes up? So one head comes up means either there is one head or more than one head in that outcome, like H, T, 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 T. These are the 5 outcomes, so it's one head, and more than one can be H, H, T, T, G, or there can be 3 heads, H, H, T, T, or there can be 4 heads and one tail, so 4 heads and one tail, or there can be all 5 heads. So one head or 2 heads or 3 heads or 4 heads or 5 heads. This is the meaning of at least one head. That means greater than or equal to one. Now the only case where the head will not come up will be the case when we have all the 3 tails. So that means the probability of, so if we neglect this, if we remove this, we are left with 31 such outcomes where we have at least one head. So that means probability of at least one head comes up is 31 cases, and the total are 32. So 31 by 32 means that C is the correct option for this one. Okay, for question number 19, which is the assertion and the reason based question. And let's check the assertion first. So we are checking out the assertion A. It's given that 2 coins are tossed simultaneously. So if 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, total outcomes are 2 raised power 2, which is equal to 4. And let me list the total outcomes. That would be two head, two tail, one head, one tail, one head, one tail. Okay, these are the four outcomes. Now, the probability of getting two heads. So first, let's say it's event E, which is the probability of getting two heads, which is equal to H by H. So probability of E is equal to 1 by 4. And F be the event when at least one head comes up. So we have HT, TH, and HH. So this is the case when we have at least one head, means one or more than one head, and the probability of F here is it's 3 by 4. Now, what is the probability of getting two heads if it is known that at least one head comes up? So that means that we have to one head, at least one head comes up means that F is given, and then what will be the probability of E? So this is given by the formula probability of E intersection F upon probability of F. And what is common between these two E intersection F is H, H. So that means the probability of E intersection F is also 1 by 4. So let's write down the probability 1 by 4, and probability of F is 3 by 4, which gives me 1 by 3. That means this is true. And because if E and F are two random experiments, then we have used this formula. So that means that reason R is also true, and R is the correct explanation of assertion. So both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. That is, we have to choose option A. Okay, for question number 20, which is also the assertion and the reason-based question. So let's try to find out the assertion first and see if it's true or not. So let's say R integral is I. So I is equal to integration of this is 2 raised power 8, and this is 10 minus x under root 10 minus x upon root x plus under root 10 minus x into differential element is dx. Okay, and we have to show that if it's equal to 3 or not, and we are going to use the property here, this one, that says if the function has limits a to b definite integral f of x, then I can write it as a plus f of a plus b minus x into dx. So let this be equation 1, and I'm going to use this property. Let's use this property and see if it comes out to be true. If it comes out to be true, that means that this is a correct explanation of A. So this is now 2 to 8, and this is under root 10 minus. So instead of 10, I will have to write, okay, so 10 would be there. It's instead of x, I will write a plus b minus x. So 10 will remain as it is, and now x is a. This is a, and this is b. So 2 plus 8 minus x, and under root, this is again 2 plus 8 minus x, plus under root 10 minus 2 plus 8 minus x into dx. Okay, let this be, and I'm going to simplify this. So I is equal to, this is integration of 2 to the limit 8, and this becomes 10 minus, so 2 plus 8 is 10 minus x. So this is negative 10 plus x. If I open this is now under root 10 minus x, plus this becomes 10 minus 10 plus x under root into dx. Okay, this, so I is not equal to, I is equal to integration of 2 to 8. This is under root x upon under root 10 minus x plus under root x into dx. So if we compare this equation with the first one, so these two have the same denominator. So I can add them. So I'm going to add 1 plus 2. So which gives me 2i is equal to integration of 2, 8. And this is root x. So root x plus under root 10 minus x upon under root 10 minus x plus under root x. So numerator and denominator are same, they get cancelled. So this is 1. And now this is 2i is equal to integration of 2 to 8, 1 into dx. Integration of 1 is x to the limit 8 to 2. And this is 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. So I is equal to 3. So because I is equal to 3, that means relation A, this is true. And because I have used this to calculate this, so this is also true. And this is the correct explanation of A. So that means if I were to choose out of these two options, so A is both A and A are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. So that means our answer is option A for this one as well. Okay, for question number 21 is the easiest one. We have to write the domain and range of the principal value branch of the following functions, and you have to remember that the domain, that is for the function, this is the domain and this is the range. And so domain for this is the range. And domain means that x can have all any real numbers here. So domain of this function is R. So I can write that domain of all real numbers. So domain are all real numbers. But range, in range, we know that 1090 or 10 for the principal value branch, 1090 is not defined for that. That means that this the range is between negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, because 1090 is not defined. So range here is between negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, and this is an open interval. So all real numbers, the if we put all real numbers here for the x, we will get all the angles between negative pi by 2 and pi by 2, but not pi by 2. So because at 1090 is not defined, so we can say that it's the open interval because pi by 2 and negative pi by 2 are not included. So this is our range minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, for next question, that is question number 22, part A. We are given that f of x is equal to function is x square when the value of x is greater than equal to 1 and x when x is less than 1. We have to show that it's not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So if it's not differentiable at x is equal to 1, that means left hand derivative should not be equal to right hand derivative. So let's find out the left hand derivative first. So left hand derivative, and we are doing this at x is equal to 1. So this is given by 1 negative, and this is f of x minus f of 1 a, that is a. We will write it later on. This is f of a upon x minus a. So this becomes limit x tends to 1 negative. Now for value x is less than 1, the value of the function is x. So this becomes f of x is x. So x minus f of a. So f of a is 1. So f of x is equal to x is the function, and f of x becomes x, so f of a. So a is 1, so f of 1 is 1, so this is 1 upon x minus 1, so this goes cancelled. And we finally have the left hand derivative is x tends to 1 negative, taking the limit gives me 1. So left hand derivative is equal to 1. Okay, now let's find out the right hand derivative. So to find out the right hand derivative, so right hand derivative at x is equal to 1 will be given as x is greater than a plus. So a is 1, so 1 plus. and the value will remain f of x minus f of a upon x minus a. Okay, for x is greater than 1, the value of the function is x squared. So this is limit x tends to 1 plus this is x squared minus f of a, which is f of 1. So f of 1 is 1 upon x minus 1. Okay. Yeah. So to make you understand better, I can write it as this is limit x tends to 1 plus this is f of x minus f of 1 upon x minus 1. So this becomes limit x tends to 1 plus f of x is x squared, f of 1 is 1, this is x minus 1, and we can, this is a minus b into a plus b upon a minus b. This becomes, so this is now equal to limit x tends to 1 plus, and we are left with x plus 1. And if we take the limit, this becomes 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So right hand derivative is 2, or we can also try this by taking it to limit h. So let's say x is equal to a small value h greater in h. So x is equal to small value h greater in 1. So as x tends to 1, h tends to 0, which gives limit h tends to 0. So x is 1 plus h. Now I can put the value of h as 1. So h as 0. So 1 plus 0 plus 1 gives me 2. So clearly right hand derivative is 2 and left hand derivative is 1. So that means the left hand derivative is not equal to left hand derivative is not equal to right hand derivative. So that means that the function is not, this function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. Moving on to part 2. Okay, for question number 22, part B. So this is question number 22's part B. We have to find the value of lambda if the function is continuous. Now this function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So we can say that since given function or the function is continuous and function is continuous at x is equal to 0. So as this function is continuous at x is equal to 0 means that left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit should be equal to value of the function at 0, and value of the function at 0 is equal to 1. So these two will be equal. Let me take any one of the values. So let's say the left hand limit, I'm going to take the left hand limit. So let me equate left hand limit to the value of the function which is equal to 1. So now I'm going to find out the left hand limit. Let me find out the left hand limit means this limit is at x is equal to 0. So left hand limit will be written at x tends to 0 negative and value of the function. So when x is not equal to 0, function is this. So this is now limit x tends to 0 negative. Our function is sine square. So this is sine square lambda into x. So this is sine square lambda into x on x square. Okay, so let's try to solve this. Now we have we have to evaluate this the left hand limit, and to left hand limit let's take substitute. Let's say let a small value h less in 0. Now we know that as it x tends to 0, h tends to 0. So let's replace the value here. So our limit is now in terms of limit h tends to 0. And instead of x, we are going to put, this is sine square lambda, x is 0 minus h upon, this is 0 minus h the whole square. So this becomes limit h tends to 0. So this sine square, this lambda, this becomes negative sine square lambda into h. And I can write this square, this is actually like this, upon, this is negative h square, which is h square. So this is now limit h tends to 0. So square of negative is positive, so I'm left with, this is negative sine lambda h the whole square, so lambda square h square upon h square. Now let me multiply this with lambda square, and I can write it as, so this is limit h tends to 0. This is sine of lambda square h square upon, and let me write here lambda square, let me bring it here lambda square, and let me, so lambda square by lambda square, and let me write this h square into lambda square here upon h square. So lambda square and lambda square, and then h square into lambda square, and we have left with h square. Now we know that limit x tends to 0, sine of x by x is 1. So this becomes, that means when the angle is same, this becomes 1. So I can, if h tends to 0, so that means I can write this as limit lambda tends to 0, if lambda tends to 0, then sine square tends to 0. I can write it as sine lambda square by lambda square into, this is limit h tends to 0, this gets cancelled, and we are left with lambda square. Okay, this becomes 1, so this is 1 in our limit of h tends to 0. We don't have any variable h here, so this becomes lambda square. Okay, so that means right hand limit would also be lambda square. So let me equate these. So the left hand limit is lambda square, and value of f of 0 is 1. So lambda is equal to plus minus 1. So that is the value of the lambda, that is equal to plus minus 1. Okay, for question number 23, we have to sketch the region bounded by the line 2x plus y is equal to 8, y is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and the y-axis, and hence obtain its area using integration. So first, let's get the coordinates first. So 2x plus y is equal to 8, and when we put x is equal to 0 here, which gives me y is equal to 8, and if I put y is equal to 0, which gives me x is equal to 4. So these are the coordinates for 2x plus y is equal to 8. Next is y is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4. So we can easily plot the graph in the Cartesian plane, and let's get our the region for which the area has to be find out. Okay, so this is x-axis, and this is the y-axis. And let me write down the coordinates as 0. This is, let's say, 1, 2, you know, let me just write it down as 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Similarly, And let me take a scale of 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now 0, 8. 0, 8 is here. So this is 0, comma 8, and then 4, comma 0 is here. This is 4, comma 0. And if we, okay, so this is 2x plus y is equal to 8. Now y is equal to 2 is a line parallel to x-axis, so y is equal to 2 is here. So this is y is equal to 2, and this is a line parallel to x-axis. So this is y is equal to 2, and y is equal to 4 is the line parallel to y-axis at y coordinate 4. So this is y is equal to 4, and okay, so this is y is equal to 4. So this is the region bounded by 2x plus y is equal to 8, y is equal to 2, y is equal to 4 is this region. So we have to find the area of this region, and this region is coming under the graph y is equal to 4. And okay, so if I draw a line like this, we have to use the integration to find the area of this region. So if I have to find the uh, graph using the integration, so uh, let's find out the limit for this one. So this region, the shader region is going from this is 2 and this is 3. So this coordinate is 3 comma 2. So that means that limit has to be taken from this is 0, 0 comma 2. So limit has to be taken from 0 to 3. So this goes from the required area is it goes from limit 0 to 3. And if I use this vertical strip, this is coming under this, or which is the constant. So that means that I have to take the horizontal uh, stripe. So if I take the horizontal stripe, so this would be like this. Okay, and so that means now the required area goes from the limit 0. So this goes from the limit 2 to 4. So this goes from the limit, this is 2 to 4, and this width is now dy, and this length is x. So it's x into dy, and x is under the graph of this line. So we have to take x from here, and graph of this line is 2x plus y is equal to 8, which gives me 2x is equal to 8 minus y, and x is equal to 4 minus y by 2. So here the limits are 2 to 4, and the value of x is 4 minus y by 2 into dy. When we have to integrate this with respect to y, so I can write this as 2, 4, 4. Let's separate the integrals. So this is 4y 4 and differential element dy minus half is out and y into dy. So 4 is out and we are left with 1. So this is integration of 1 is y with differential element dy. So y for limits 4 to 2 minus half. Integration of y is y squared by 2 for the limits 2 to 4. So this is 2 to 4. Okay, so this is now 4 into 4 minus 2 minus half. Half we can take out, and this is 4 square, which is 16 minus 2 square, which is 4. So this gives me 4 into 2 is 8 minus 1 by 4 into 16 minus 4 is 12. So 4 3s are is 12. and this is 8 minus 3, which gives me 5 square units is the area. Okay, so 5 square units is the area that we have got using the integration. For question number 24, part A, it's given that A and B are vectors such that magnitude of A is 3 and magnitude of B is 2, 3, and A cross B is a unit vector. So A cross B is a unit vector means that the magnitude of A cross B is equal to 1. Unit vector means magnitude with 1. And A cross B is given by magnitude of A, magnitude of B into sine theta, that's equal to 1. So magnitude of A is 3, B is 2 by 3, and this is sine theta is equal to 1. So that gives me sine theta is equal to half. And we know that the angle for which the value of sine is half is sine 30, which is pi by 6. So theta is equal to pi by 6. Okay, for the next question, that is question number 24, it's part B. Okay, find the area of a parallelogram whose adjacent sides are determined by the vectors. So there is a parallelogram and its adjacent sides are given by the vectors or are represented by the vectors. So this, let's say this is A vector and this is B vector. So if this is the case, then area of a parallelogram is given by the magnitude of A cross B. So let's find out the magnitude of A cross B. A vector is, so how do we find the cross of two vectors? Let's write down the unit vectors I, J, K, and then the scalar components of A. Scalar components of A are 1, negative 1, and 3. So 1, negative 1, and 3. Then 2, negative 7, and 1. So let's evaluate the German positive, negative, and positive. So this is I cap, and now the determinant here is, so the determinant here is removing the row and the column. For I cap, it's negative 1, 3, negative 7, and 1. Then it's negative J cap, positive, negative. And remove the row and the column for J cap, it's 1, 3, 2, 1. And then positive with K cap, remove the row and the column for K cap, it's 1, negative 1, 2, and negative 7. Okay, so this is now I cap, negative 1, and negative of negative 21 minus j cap 1 minus 6 plus k cap negative 7 negative of negative 2. Okay, this gives me I cap negative 1 plus 21 minus j cap negative 5 plus k cap negative 7 plus 2. And finally R A cross B is 20 I cap plus 5 j cap minus 5 k cap. So this is the cross of A and B, A cross B. Okay, now we have to find the area of the parallelogram, which is the magnitude. So let's find out the magnitude of A cross B, which is the square root of the sum of the scalar components. Okay, so 20 square is 400 plus 25 plus 25. So this is 450. So this is under root 450, and I can write under root 450 as 9 into 50, and 50 can further be written as 9 into 25 into 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 25 is 5 under root 2. So this is 15 under root 2. So that means that the area of the parallelogram is equal to 15 under root 2 square units. So 15 under root 2 square units. So Okay, for question number 25, we have to find the vector and Cartesian equations of a line that passes through the point and parallel to the line. So let's first find out the vector equation of the line. And so vector equation of a line passing through a point x1, a point x1, y1 and z1, and parallel to b vector is given by, so vector equation is given by r vector is equal to a vector plus lambda into b vector, and a is the position vector of the point through which it passes. So let's, a vector will be the position vector of this point. This is I cap plus 2j cap minus k cap. This is the position vector, and b vector. So b vector is the vector parallel to the line, and b vector is given by a1 I cap plus b1 j cap plus c1 k cap. We have to find the b vector, and it's given that it's parallel to this line, so we will get a1, b1 and c1 from this, where a1, b1 and c1 are the direction ratios. A1, b1 and c1 are the direction ratios. So let's get the direction ratios from this equation of line. So given equation of Cartesian equation of line is 5x minus 25 is equal to 14 minus 7y is equal to 35z. And to get the direction ratios, we will get this in the Cartesian form, that is x minus x1 by a is equal to y minus y1 by b is equal to z minus z1 by c, where a, b and c are the direction ratios. Okay, so this can be written as 5x minus 25. I can write this as 5 common. This is x minus 5. And in this, I can take negative 7 common. So this is y minus 2. And this is already 35z. So I can write 35 minus z minus 0. Okay, so this is now x minus y upon 1 minus 5 is equal to y minus 2 upon negative 1 by 7 is equal to z minus 0 upon 1 by 35. Okay, so our direction ratios of this line are 1 by 5 comma 1 by 7 and 1 by 35. Okay, now the direction ratios, now here the LCM is 5 7, for 35 is 35, so I'm going to multiply each of this term with 35. And okay, so 35 into 1 by 5 is 7, 35 into negative 1 by 7 is negative 5, and it's 1. So the direction ratios are 7, negative 5 and 1. So these are 7, negative 5 and 1. So that means the b vector is, so b vector becomes, I can write b vector as, so b vector is 7, 7 I cap negative 5 j cap plus k cap. So that means the required vector equation of the line. Now let's replace the value of a and b in this. So this becomes r vector. So the required vector equation of the line becomes r vector is equal to a vector, that is I cap plus 2 cap minus k cap plus lambda into b vector, which is 7 I cap minus 5j cap plus k cap. So this is the required vector equation of the line. Now to get the Cartesian equation, we have got, so Cartesian equation of a line will be given there by x minus x1. So x minus x1 by a is equal to y minus y1 by b is equal to z minus z1 by c. And the x1, y1, z1 are the coordinates of the point through which it passes, which are 1, 2, and negative 1. So this is 1, 2, and negative 1 here will be plus 1. So this becomes plus 1. Okay, and A, B, C are the Dyson ratios of the parallel vector, which are 7, negative 5, and 1. So this is 7, negative 5, and 1. So this is a required Cartesian equation. And we have got the required vector equation x minus 1 by 7, y minus 2 by negative 5, z plus 1 by 1. Okay, for next question, that is question number 26 of section C. This section has short answer questions of 3 marks each, and we have to evaluate the matrix polynomial a cube minus 23a minus 40a. So let's find out a cube. And to find out a cube, let's find out a square first. So a square is a into a, and a is 1, 2, 3. This is 3, negative 2, 1, 4, 2, and 1. So let's find out a square. So a into a. So 1, 2, 3, 3, negative 2, 1, and 4, 2, and 1. Okay, which gives me a square. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 2 into 3 is 6 plus 12. So 2, negative 4 plus 6. 3 plus 2 plus 3. Then 3 ones are is 3, negative 6 plus 4. 3 twos are is 6 plus 4 plus 2. 3 threes are is 9, negative 2 plus 1. 4 ones are 4 plus 2 threes are is 6 plus 4, and 4 twos are is 8, negative 4 plus 2 is 12 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so our a square is now this becomes 19. 16 plus 12, this is 18 and 19, and then it's 4, 3, 3, 6, and 8, and minus 3 plus 4 is 1, and this is 12. 7 plus 1, 8, this is 14, this is 6, and this is 15. So 19, 4, 8, 1, 12, 8, 14, 6, 15 is a square. Now let's find out a cube, because a cube is required in this polynomial. So a cube is equal to a square into a. So a square is 19, 4, 8, 1, 12, 8, 14, 6, 15, and then the a is again 1, 2, 3. This is 3, negative 2, 1, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, and to find the product, we select one row and multiply it with the respective find the sum of the product of the respective elements of the row and the column. So 19 into 1 is 19 plus 4 into 3 is 12 plus 8 fours are is 32. Now the second column, 19 into 2 is 38. 4 into negative 2 is negative 8 plus 8, and so 4 into negative 2 and 8 twos are is 16. Okay, so 19 2 is 38, 4 into negative 2, 8 into 2, and then 19 into 3 is 57 plus 4 plus 8. Then the second row with all the columns, so this is 1 into 1 is 1 plus 12 into 3, 36 plus 8, 4s are 32. Then 1 into 2 is 2 into negative 24 plus 16. This is 3 plus 12 plus 8. Then 14 plus 6. 14 6 are is 18 plus 15 4 are is 60. So 14 2s are is 28, negative 12 plus 13, and 14 3s are is 42 plus 6 plus 15. Okay, so a cube. Here is 19 plus 12 plus 32. So it's 2 to 4, and 9 plus 4 is, this becomes 13, 3, 4, 5, and this 63. 38 minus 8 is 30 plus 16 is 46. And then it's 57 plus 4 is 61 plus 8 is 69. 36 plus 32 is 68, 1, 69. This is 2 plus 16 is 18, 24 is 14, 8, negative 6. This is 15 plus 8 is 23. And then it's 18 plus 14 is 8, 4, 12. 32 plus 60, 32 plus 60 is 92. This is 28 minus 12. 28 minus 12, 16 plus 30 is 46. And the last one is 42. Uh, so for the last one, 40 into 3 is 42, 6 plus 15, which will give me 48, and this is 63. So we have got AQ, and now let's write down the matrix polynomial. So matrix polynomial is AQ. So this is AQ minus 23A minus, which is 40 into identity matrix. Okay, so A cube is 63, 46, 69. This is 69, negative 6, 23, and 92, and 46, and 63. This is A cube. So 63, 46, 69, 69, negative 6, 23, 92, 46, 63. Okay, now we have to write down minus 23 into A. So let's multiply. Each term is 23. So 23 into 1 is 23, and 23 into 2. 23 into 2 is 46. 23 into 3 is 69. So 23, 46, 69, and then 69, negative 46, and 23. Then it's 92, 46, and 23. So multiply A with 23. Okay, now after that it's negative of 40 into identity matrix. So identity matrix is it should be of order 3. So this is 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. So 63 minus 20 is 40, 46 minus 46 is 0, 69 minus 69 is 0. This is 69 minus 23 is 69 minus 69 is 0, negative 6 plus 46 is 40, 23 minus 23 is 0. This is 0, and 46 minus 46 is 0, 63 minus 23 is 40. Okay. So 40, 0, 0, and this is now multiplied by 40 becomes 40, 0, 0, 0, 40, 0, 0, 0, 40, and this comes out to be a null matrix. So this is, which is equal to RHS. So hence this is verified. Okay, for question number 27, part A, we have to differentiate secant inverse 1 by under root 1 minus x squared with respect to sine inverse 2x upon under root 1 minus x squared. So let's consider this as u and get this in the parametric form. So let's say u is secant inverse of 1 upon under root of 1 minus x squared. And let this be v. So v is equal to, let's say, this is sine inverse of 2x into under root of 1 minus x squared. Now, to differentiate this with respect to this means that we have to find out du by, and to find out du by du, let's make some, get this in the parametric form. So clearly, if I put x here and sine theta, so this becomes cos square theta, and then it will be secant. So let me show you how. So let's say in this case, let's say x is equal to sine theta. So if x is equal to sine theta, that means that theta is equal to sine inverse x. Now u is equal to secant inverse. This is 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square, which is sine square theta. Now u is equal to secant inverse. Now under root 1 minus sine square theta is under root. This is cos square theta. So we cancel. Now u is equal to secant inverse. This is 1 by cos theta, which becomes secant inverse into secant theta, and u is equal to theta. But theta is equal to sine inverse x. Theta is sine inverse x. Now let's differentiate this with respect to x. So differentiating this with respect to x, we get du by dx is equal to 1. Differentiation of sine inverse x is 1 upon under root of 1 minus x squared. Okay, similarly for this one. Okay, and here also let's make the substitution where x is equal to, let's say it's cos theta, or let it be sine theta. So once again, let x be sine theta. So this becomes theta becomes sine inverse x. So E is equal to sine inverse of x is sine theta. This is under root 1 minus x squared, which is sine squared theta. So 1 minus sine squared theta is cos squared theta. So this is cos squared theta. This gets cancelled. So V is now equal to sine inverse. This is 2 sine theta into cos theta. Now 2 sine theta into cos theta is sine 2 theta. So V is equal to sine inverse of sine 2 theta. So V is equal to now 2 theta. So theta is sine inverse x. So this is 2 into sine inverse x. Now, 2. Let's differentiate this with respect to x. So differentiating this with respect to x, we get, so this is dv by dx is equal to 2 into sine x is 1 upon under root 1 minus x squared. So this is 2 upon under root 1 minus x squared. Okay, now we have to find out differentiation of du by dv. That means it's du by dx divided by dv by dx, which is 1 upon under root 1 minus x squared divided by 2 upon under root 1 minus x squared. This gets cancelled, so it's 1 by 2. So our differentiation is 1 by 2. Okay, for this is question number 27, part B. And we have to find the second order differentiation and prove that it's cos x upon 1 minus sin x the whole square. So our equation is y is equal to 10x plus secant x. And let's try to get it all converted in the sine and cos form. So tan x is Sine by cos. Secant is 1 by cos. So this is now, we can write it as, after taking LCM, okay, we are going to use the quotient rule here. So this is U and this is V. So it says, quotient rule says it's V into differentiation of 1 plus sine x minus 1 plus sine x, the differentiation of cos x on cos square x. So dy upon dx is equal to the cos x, and differentiation of 1 is 0, sine x is cos x, so this is cos x minus 1 plus sine x into differentiation of cos x is negative sine x upon cos square x. Okay, this is now dy by dx is equal to the cos into cos is, which is cos square x, negative, negative is positive. So this is now sine square x plus sine x upon cos square x. So sine square x plus cos square x is 1. So this is 1 plus sine x upon cos square x. I can write it as 1 minus sine square x. And 1 can be written as 1 square. So this is a square minus b square. So finally, our first order differentiation, I can write it as 1 plus sine x upon 1 minus sine x into 1 plus sine x. So this gets cancelled and it's now 1 upon 1 minus sine x. Now let's differentiate this again with respect to x. So this is 1 minus sine x into differentiation of 1, which is 0, minus uh, 1 into differentiation of 1 minus sine x, which is negative cos x upon v square. So 1 minus sine x, the whole square. Okay, so finally the second order differentiation is d square y upon dx square. There's something into 0 is 0, so this is cos x upon 1 minus sine x, the whole square. That is what was asked to prove. So cos x upon 1 minus sine x, the whole square. Okay, for question number 28, part A, we have to evaluate the integral. So let's consider this integral I. So this is 0 to 2 pi, and it's 1 upon 1 plus e raised power sine x. So whenever it's a definite integral, let's use the properties, and this is like 0 to a. This property is 0 to a f of x into dx, which is equal to 0 to a f of a minus x into dx. Okay, so this is now I is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and instead of x we are going to write a minus x, and a is 2a, so 1 plus e raised power sine of 2 pi minus x into dx. And let this be first equation. Now what is sine of 2 pi minus x? So 2 pi means no change, it's cos, and it's in the 2 pi. So here is 2 pi, and if you subtract some angle from it, we are in the fourth quadrant. So this is 2 pi, and we are in the fourth quadrant. These are the quadrants. So this is 2 pi, and 2 pi minus x means we are in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, all sine, tan, cos. Sine is negative, so this is negative cos x. So this becomes I is equal to 0 to 2 pi 1 upon 1 plus e raised power. This becomes okay, 2 pi, sorry. So 2 pi means sine remains sine, and because we are in the fourth quadrant, so it's a negative sine x. So this is negative sine x into dx, and this gives us I is equal to 0 to 2 pi. This is 1 upon 1 plus, and e raised power negative sine x, I can write it as 1 upon e raised power sine x into dx. So I is equal to 0 to 2 pi, and LCM is, this is 1. So let's take LCM for this one. LCM is e raised power sine x. So this becomes e raised power sine x plus 1 and dx. And let's shift the denominator up. So this becomes e raised power. This is now e raised power sine x. Okay, let this be equation 2, and I'm going to add 1 and 2 because the denominator are same. So 2I becomes 0 to 2 pi. This is e raised power sine x, and this is 1. So e raised power sine x. So e raised power sine x and 1 upon e raised power sine x. So this is 1 plus e raised power sine x into dx. So 2i. So actually we have added that, so this should be 1. So this is, in first equation it's 1, so this is e raised power 1 plus e raised power sine x. This gets cancelled. So 2i is now equal to 0 to 2 pi 1 into dx. So integration of 1 is x, so this is x 0 to 2 pi, which becomes 2 pi. So 2i is equal to 2 pi, and I is equal to pi. So our answer integral is pi. For question number 28, part B, this is question number 28, part B. So this is the integral that we have to evaluate, and x raised power 4. Here the degree of x raised power 4 is equal to 4. And the degree of this, I can write this as, this is x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1. And its degree is equal to 3. Now the degree 4 is greater than degree 3, so that means we have to divide. This is an improper, this is improper function, because the degree of the function in the numerator is greater than the degree of the function in denominator. So what we are going to do in this case, we are going to divide x raised power 4 with the denominator, that is x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1. And let's multiply it with x, which gives me x raised power 4 minus x cubed plus x squared minus x. Subtract this, change the sign, and this gets cancelled. So this is now x cubed minus x squared plus x. So multiplying it with 1 again, that gives me x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1. But here there's change the sign, so this is plus 1, negative 1 plus 1. Okay, this becomes, this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, this gets cancelled, this is 1. Okay, that means I can write this integral I as x plus 1, so this becomes x plus 1 plus 4. So 1 upon x cubed minus, this is x cubed minus x squared plus x plus 1, which is this, which was originally this function. So I can write it as x minus 1 into x squared plus 1 into dx. So this is now easy to integrate. So it becomes I is x, it's x squared, and integration of 1 is x plus let me consider this function as I1. So let this be equation 1. And so let me find out now. So this is I1, and I'm going to integrate this using the partial fraction method. So this is I1, and okay, let me use the partial fraction method here. Okay, now this, according to the partial fraction method, I can write this in the form. So this becomes 1 upon this is x minus 1 into x squared plus 1 into this can be written as I can written as a upon x minus 1 plus bx plus c upon x squared plus 1. Okay, let's take LCM. So if I take LCM, x minus 1 into x squared plus 1, let's take LCM on this side. So this is x plus 1 into x squared plus 1. So a into x squared plus 1 plus bx plus c into x minus 1. So this gets cancelled. And finally, we have a is equal to a into x squared plus 1 plus bx plus c into x minus 1. Okay, put x is equal to 1. So 1, if I put x is equal to 1, this becomes 2a. And this term reduces to 0 because 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have got a. So a is half. Now let me put x is equal to 0. So if I put x is equal to 0, 1 is equal to a. 0 plus 1 is 1 plus b. b into 0 is 0. So we are left with c, and 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So this gives me 1 is equal to a minus c. And now c is equal to 1 minus negative a, which gives me 1 minus half is equal to half. Okay, actually, so we have got the value of a and c, and this should be, so c should be equal to, this should be equal to a minus 1. And a minus 1 means half minus 1, which gives me a as negative half. Okay, now let me put x is equal to negative 1, which gives me 1 is equal to a. Negative 1 square is 1, so this is 2a plus this is negative b plus c and negative 2. So 1 is equal to 2a plus 2b minus 2c. Now 1 is equal to 2 into a is half, 2b minus 2 into c is negative half, which gives me 1 is equal to 1. Sorry, 1 plus 2b plus 1. So 2b is equal to negative 1 and b is again, so b is negative half. So that means I can write this now, this integration, this can be written as integration of this. So this is now I1 is integration of a, which was half. So x minus 1 plus b. B and c are negative half, so this becomes negative half into x minus negative half upon x squared plus 1 into dx. Okay, this term, right? So this becomes half into its integration is log of x minus 1 plus. Let me separate these. So negative half is out, and this is x upon x squared plus 1, and once again minus half into 1 upon x squared plus 1 into dx. Okay. So half into log of x minus 1. This is negative half. This becomes, if I have to integrate this, so let me integrate it here using the, substitution method. So let me substitute x squared plus 1 with t, which gives me differentiating with respect to t gives 2x into dx is equal to dt, and x into dx becomes dt by 2. So this is x, so this becomes half dt by t, which is half log t. So this is half log t, and t is x squared plus 1. So this is now half of log. It should be log here. So this is half log of x squared plus 1. So this becomes half log of x squared plus 1 minus half. And this is of the form x squared plus a squared, and integration of 1 upon x squared plus a squared is equal to tan inverse x by a. So I can write here this is tan inverse x a is 1. So finally, I1. So I1 is now half log of x minus 1. This is minus 1 by 4 log of x squared plus 1 minus half tan inverse x. Okay, let me fill in this value here. So we have got the value. This is half log of x minus 1 minus half tan inverse x minus 1 by 4 log of x squared plus 1. Okay. So our integration, this finally becomes, let me replace the value of I1 here. So this is x squared plus x plus, let me put in the value of I1, which was half log of x minus 1. So half log of x minus 1 minus 1 by 4 log of x squared plus 1 minus half tan inverse x minus half tan inverse x plus c. So this is our integration. Question number 28 is part B. Okay, for our next question, that is question number 29, we have to find the area of the region following region using integration. And the regions are y square is less than equal to 12. So if I remove the inequality sign, this equation becomes y squared is equal to 2x, which is the equation of the parabola, and which lies on x-axis, and the vertex is the origin, and this is the equation of the line. So y is equal to x minus 4. So this be equation 1, this be equation 2, and let me draw it up sketch for this. So now our equation of the parabola, this will open up on the x-axis. This is the equation of the parabola. Y square is equal to 2x, and equation of this line. Now this line, we have to find the point of intersection. So let's find out. So this equation of this line will be a straight line. So this, we all know it's a linear equation, so it's a straight line. But we have to find the point of intersection of parabola and the line. So let's find out the point of intersection of y square is equal to 2x and y is equal to x minus 4. This is equation 2, this is equation 1. So I'm going to put the value of y here in 1. So put 2 in 1, we get, so this is x minus 4, the whole square is equal to x. So this is x squared plus 16 minus 2x is equal to, so this is 8x, and x squared minus 10x plus 16 is equal to 0, which gives me x squared minus 8x minus 2x plus 16 is equal to 0. So we have common for this, we have common x into x minus 8 minus 2 into x minus 8 is equal to 0, which gives me x minus 2 into x minus 8 is equal to 0. So either x minus 2 is equal to 0 or either x minus 8 is equal to 0, which gives me x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 8. Now, when x is equal to 2, let's get the value of y. So y is 2 minus 4, which is equal to negative 2, and this is 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. So here the point is 2 comma negative 2, and here the point is 8 comma 4. So these are the point of intersection, and 2 comma 2 lies in the fourth quadrant. So this is, let's say, the point of intersection of line and the parabola, and this point B, let's say 8 comma 4. Okay, let's join this. Okay, so this is the point of intersection of the line and the parabola. This is the equation of the line. And this line passes through a point on the x-axis. So this is the y-axis, and ordinate corresponding to this is 8. Sorry, 4. And ordinate corresponding to this one is negative 2. Now, our concern area is the parabola and region between the parabola and the line. The region between the parabola and the line is this one. And how do we find this? So this is, so we are going to find the complete area. Let's find out this complete area. Let's find out this complete area, this one. And this lies between, so our required area is the shaded area, and we have to subtract. So this is the complete area that lies under this graph. And for to find the area under this graph, that is the line y is equal to x minus 4. So this area lies under this graph y is equal to x minus 4, which gives me x is equal to 4 plus y. So for that, we have to take the rectangular strips. And if we take the rectangular strip, its length is x and breadth is dy. So that should be the integration of negative 4 to y, and here it's x into dy. And we have, from this area, we have to subtract the area under the parabola. And the area under the parabola would be this region. So this area under the parabola would be this region. We have to subtract this region, and this comes under the parabola. And it also goes from the negative 2 to 4. So this also goes from negative 2 to 4. And if we take a rectangular strip in this region, so this is the rectangular strip in this region, and its the so-called length is x. So length is x here, and breadth is y. So this is again x into dy. And from where do you get the value of the x and dy? So you will have to get the value of x from the equation of the parabola, because this region is lying under the parabola. So x will be y squared by 2. Okay, let's replace the values here. So for the first one, it's negative 2 to 4. Value of x will be here from this equation. This is the value of x, which is 4 plus y, or y plus 4. So this is y plus 4 into dy minus negative 2 to 4, and the value of x here is from the equation of the parabola, which is x is equal to y squared by 2. So this is y squared by 2 into dy. Okay, now integration of y is y squared by 2, and integration of 4 is 4y, and evaluate it for the limits negative 2 to 4 minus this. Now integration of half is out. Integration of y is y cubed by 3 for the limits negative 2 to 4. Okay, let's try to evaluate this. First, let's put in the value of 4. So 4 square is 16 by 2 plus 4 for 16 minus 2 square is 4 by 2 plus 4 into negative 2 is negative 8. Okay. And after that, it's negative half, and putting the value of 4. So this is 4 cubed by or I can write it as uh, this is y squared by 2 plus 4y minus 2 to 4 minus 1 by 6 for y cubed by 3, 4 to negative 2. So this becomes 1 by 6. This is 1 by 6, 4 cube minus 2 cube. So 6 by 2 is 8, 8 plus 16 is 24 minus this is 2 to negative 8 is negative 6 plus 6 minus 1 by 6, 4 cube is 64 minus 2 cube is 8, which becomes plus 8. So 24 plus 6 is 30 minus 1 by 6 into 64 plus 2 is 72. This is 12, which gives me 30 minus 12 is 8 and 18. So 18 square units is the required area. Okay, for question number 30, part A, we have to find the coordinates of the foot of the perpendicular drawn from the point to this line. So let's say a perpendicular is drawn from the point to the given equation of the lines, and let this point be P0 to 3. And the given equation of the line to which this is perpendicular, let the foot of the perpendicular be M. And now the given equation of the line is x plus 3 by 5 is equal to y minus 1 by 2 is equal to z plus 4 by 8. So this is z plus 4 by 8. Now I can write this direction ratios of this line. So direction ratios, let the direction ratios be A1, B1, C1. So these direction ratios are, these are the direction ratios 5, comma 2, comma 8. So let's say this be equal to lambda. Now this gives me that x is equal to 5 lambda minus 3, y is equal to 2 lambda plus 1, and z is equal to 8 lambda minus 4. Now, for some value of lambda, so these are, for some value of lambda, these points will lie on this line. And let's say for some value of lambda, these are the coordinates of them. Or some value of lambda, let this be coordinates of m. So coordinates of m are, so now m is 5 lambda minus 3, 2 lambda plus 1, and 8 lambda minus 4. Now, the direction ratios of PM. Let's find out the direction ratios of PM. So this is x2 minus x1, so 5 lambda minus 3 minus 0, and 2 lambda plus 1 minus 2, comma 8 lambda minus 4 minus 3. So we have got the direction ratios of PM, and which is minus 3. So the direction ratios of PM are 5 lambda minus 3, which becomes 2 lambda minus 1, and 8 lambda minus 7. Now PM is perpendicular to L. So let this be line L. So PM is perpendicular to L, and let these direction ratios be A2, B2, and C2. Now, when the direction ratio lines are perpendicular, so that means that the sum of the product of the direction ratios of the lines which are perpendicular is equal to 0. So A1, these are 5, 2, and 8. So this is 5 into 5 lambda minus 3 plus 2 into 3 lambda minus 1 C1. So 5, 2, and 8. 8 into 8 lambda minus 7 is equal to 0. Actually, this is 3. So this is 3. Mhm. So this is 3 into 3 lambda minus 7. Okay, now this is 25 lambda minus 15 plus 4 lambda minus 2 plus 9 lambda minus 21 is equal to 0. So 21 plus 25 plus 24 is 29, and then 9 is 38 lambda. Negative 5, negative 2 is negative 17, and negative 17 and negative 21 is negative 28, which gives me lambda is equal to 1. So if lambda is equal to 1, then the coordinates of m, this becomes, so let's put in the value of lambda 1. So 5 into 1 minus 3, 2 into 1 plus 1, 3 into 1 and 4 is equal to 5 minus 2 is 2. So 3 and negative 1. So 2, 3 and negative 1 are the coordinates of the perpendicular. Before question number 30, part B is given that three vectors A and B satisfy the condition A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equal to 0. And we have to evaluate the quantity mu is equal to A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A, where magnitude of A, B, and C is given. So let's write down what is given to us. It's A vector plus B vector plus C vector is equal to 0 vector. Now let's square on both sides we get. So this becomes A, B, C vectors whole square, and this is square of, this is a null vector, so this is 0. So now here is A plus B plus C the whole square, which is A vector square plus B vector square plus C vector square plus 2 into A dot B, 2 into B dot C plus 2 into C dot A is equal to 0. Now what is the square of A vector? So square of A vector is magnitude of A into magnitude of A. So why I'm writing this? Then this is A dot A. So this gives me the magnitude of A square. So what is the formula? So magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. Now the angle between A and A is 0, so this becomes cos 0, and we know that cos 0 is 1. So this is cos 0, so this becomes magnitude of A square into 1, which is magnitude of A square. So this becomes magnitude of A square, magnitude of B square, magnitude of C square. 2 is common, so this is A dot B plus B dot C plus C dot A is equal to 0. Now magnitude of A is 3, so this is 3 square. Magnitude of B is 4, so this is 4 square, and magnitude of C is 2 square. So this is 2 square, 2, and A dot B dot C and C dot, this is mu. So mu into mu is equal to 0. So 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 2 square is 4, plus 2 into mu is equal to 0. So this gives 2 mu is equal to 9 plus 6, 25 plus 4 is 29. So mu is equal to, this is negative 29. This is negative 29 by 2 is the value of mu. Okay, next question, that is question number 31. We have to find the distance between the lines, and these lines are in the vector form. So this is the position vector of the line through which this line is passing. This is the B1 vector, this is the A2, and this is the B2 vector. So let's write them. So position vector of the first line is I cap plus 2j cap minus 4j cap. And the position vector of the second line is 3i cap plus 3j cap minus 5j cap. And the vector to which this line is parallel is 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 6k cap. And v2 vector is 4i cap plus 6j cap plus 12k cap. Now this big v2 I can write it as 2 into 2i cap plus 3 into j cap plus 4k cap, and this is the b1 vector. So b2 is 2 into b1 vector, so that means b1 vector is parallel to b2 vector. Now if they are parallel to each other, so that means these lines are parallel, and let's write down the b vector. So this is the b vector, that is 2i cap. So this is 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 6k cap. Now the distance between parallel lines, if we have to, so these are the parallel lines, so that means if we have to find the distance between parallel lines, so distance between the parallel lines is given by the so distance, that is d, between the lines is given by the cross product of A2 minus A1 with B, its magnitude of the cross product of A2 minus A1 with B, and divided by the magnitude of B. So let's find out A2 minus A1 first. So A2 minus A1 vector. So this 3 minus 1 is 2i cap, 3 minus 2 is j cap, minus 4, minus of minus 4 is negative j cap. So now let's find out the cross of A2 A1's cross with B vector. Okay. Now find the cross. It's I, J, and K, and A2 minus A1 is. So let's write down the scalar components of this 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and the negative 1 in B. It's 2, 3, and 6. So this is 2, 3, and 6. Okay. So let's find out the cross of this. So how do we find out the cross? So sign, positive, negative, and positive. So this is positive, negative, and positive. So this is I cap, and the determinant left is 1, negative 1, 3, and 6. Okay, so this is negative j cap. And the determinant left after moving the row in the column for j cap is 2, negative 1, 2, and 6. Plus K cap, remove the row in the column for the K cap. It's 2, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now this is 6 plus 3 minus J cap, 12 plus 2 plus K cap. So we only have to find the determinant 6 minus 2. So which gives me 9i cap minus 14j cap plus 4k cap. Okay, now let's use the formula. Now let's find out the magnitude of A2 minus A1's cross with B, which is the sum of the square of the scalar components and their root. So 9 square is 81. This is 196 plus 16, which gives me 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. And 9, 10, and 8, 18 plus 1 is 19, and 293, this is under 93. And let's also find out the magnitude of B. So this is B, and let's find its magnitude. So which is the sum of the square of the scalar components 4 plus 9 plus 36, which is 13 plus 36, which is equal to 49, and that is equal to 7. Okay, let's write down the values here in the formula. So this is under root 293 by 7 units is the distance. For question number 32, part A, it's given that the median of an equatorial triangle is increasing at the rate of 2 root 3 centimeter per second. We have to find the rate at which its side is increasing. So let this be an equilateral triangle and x be its side. Now we know that the median in an equilateral triangle is also its the same as that the altitude. So let AD be the median, which also is the altitude, and x be the side because it's an equilateral triangle, so all its side will be x. So let AB is equal to BC is equal to AC is equal to X be sides of an equilateral triangle. Okay, now median is same as altitude. So this is जो median है वही equilateral triangle में altitude भी है. So that means this is perpendicular, A is perpendicular to BC, and now ADC is a right angle triangle. ADC बन जाएगा right angle triangle, और क्योंकि D मिड पॉइंट है, AD के मीडियन होने से D मिड पॉइंट है, तो DC आपका हो जाएगा x by 2. So this is now x by 2, and let's find out the median AD. So it's a right angle triangle ADC में we can use हम यूज करेंगे पाइथागोरस थ्योरम, और AC स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू हो जाएगा AD स्क्वायर प्लस DC स्क्वायर which gives me AC is x square, AD हमें पता नहीं है, DC है x by 2 the whole square. So AD स्क्वायर हो जाएगा x square minus x square by 4 which is equal to 3x by 4, और मीडियन हो जाएगी अंडर रूट 3x square by 4, which is under root 3 by 2x. So this is the median. Now we have to find the rate at which its side is increasing. The median, which is also the height. So height is equal to root 3 by 2x. This is also the height. So x is equal to 2h by root 3. Now it's given that the median is increasing. Median that means height is increasing. This dh by dt is increasing at the rate of 2 root 3 centimeter per second. So this is 2 root 3 centimeter per second, and we have to find now differentiating this with respect to t we get. So we have to find the rate at which the sine is increasing, that is dx by dt. 2 by root 3 is constant, and it's dh by dt. So dh by dt is the rate of increase for the median, which is also the height. So dh by dt is 2 root 3. So this is 2 root 3. So this is equal to 4 centimeter per second. So अगर height जो है, अगर median increase कर रही है 2 root 3 centimeter per second से, तो side increase करेगी 4 centimeter per second से. So for question number 32, this is question number 32 part B, and it's given that sum of two numbers is 5. So दो numbers का sum है 5. Let these numbers be x and y. Let the numbers be x and y. और दिया है that means x plus y है 5, और यहाँ से y हो जाएगा 5 minus x because we have to write y in terms of x. Now आगे दिया है sum of choose of these numbers is least. So let s of x, that is we have to write s of x be the function. S of x वो function है जो हमें देगा sum of cube of these two numbers. So sum of cubes of these two numbers is x cube plus y cube. Now we have to write y can be replaced with 5 minus x, y की जगह 5 minus x the whole cube आ जाएगा. Now we have to find the sum of squares of this number, that is हमें ढूंढने होंगे वो numbers जहाँ पे उनके cubes का sum least हो जाएगा और वो हमें numbers हमें मिलेंगे critical points से और critical points के लिए s dash x होना चाहिए 0. So let's differentiate this with respect to x. So differentiating this with respect to x gives me s dash x हो जाएगा 3x square और ये हो जाएगा 3 into 5 minus x square into -1. So differentiation of sum, that is the first order differentiation with respect to x, is now ये हो जाएगी 3x square minus 3 into 5 minus x square. अब हमें ढूंढने पड़ेंगे क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स, मतलब वो पॉइंट जहाँ पे वो x और y की वैल्यूज जहाँ पे सम लीस्ट होगा उन्हें बोलेंगे क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स. तो फॉर क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स के लिए s डैश x को करना पड़ेगा 0 और ये हो जाएगा 3x square minus 3 into 5 minus x the whole square is equal to 0. or rather I can take 3 common here. So if मैंने यहाँ 3 common लिया तो बन जाएगा x square minus 5 minus x the whole square into 0 और ये हो जाएगा x square. Let's open the bracket. So x square 3 उधर जाएगा 0 divided by 3 0. So this is minus 5 minus x square and plus 10x is equal to 0. So ये कट गया तो यहाँ हो जाएगा 10x is equal to 5 and x हो जाएगा, okay, this is actually 25. So 25, so x हो जाएगा 25 by 10 which is equal to 5 by 2. तो अब हम चेक करेंगे if x क्या x is equal to 5 by 2 पे सब मिनिमम है उसके लिए फाइंड आउट करेंगे सेकंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव. सो लेट्स फाइंड आउट द सेकंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव. सो सेकंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव इज इसका हो जाएगा 6x माइनस इसका हो जाएगा दिस इज 5 minus x the whole square. So इसका हो जाएगा 3 into 2 is 6 into 5 minus x और negative x की differentiation this is s dash double dash x second order derivative. So this is 6x plus 6 into 5 minus x. Now for x is equal to 5 by 2, let's find out second order derivative. So second order derivative का sign check करेंगे 6 into 5 by 2 plus 6 into 5 minus 5 by 2. So this is 3 and 15 plus 6 into this is 10 minus 5 is 5 5 by 2 which is greater than 0. So ये पॉजिटिव ही आएगा. इसका मतलब है कि for x is equal to 5 by 2 पे s of x is मिनिमम. So पहला नंबर है 5 by 2 और दूसरा नंबर y हो जाएगा 5 minus 5 by 2 which is 10 minus 5 by 2 which is 5 by 2. So these two numbers are 5 by 2 and 5 by 2. Okay, now it's not the numbers. हमसे पूछा गया that you find the sum of the squares of these numbers. So let's find out the sum of squares of these numbers, that is x square plus y square. Sum of squares of these numbers, x square is 5 by 2, x is also 5 by 2. So this is 2 times 5 by 2 square which gives me 2 into 25 by 4 which is equal to 25 by 2. So 25 by 2 is the sum of the squares of these two numbers. For question number 33, question number 33 के लिए हमें evaluate करना है 0 to pi by 2 sin 2x tan inverse sin x into dx. नाउ हम इसे मान लेते हैं ये है हमारा इंटीग्रल I. सो I is has to be valued from 0 to pi by 2 और sin 2x हमें पता है sin 2x का है 2 sin x into cos x. So instead of sin 2x I can write 2, this is sin x into cos x. This is actually sin x. Okay. और उसके आगे है tan inverse sin x into dx. Now it's ready for substitution. और लेट मी सब्स्टिट्यूट हियर, हम यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूशन करेंगे और सब्स्टिट्यूशन में sin x को रिप्लेस करते हैं क्योंकि sin x की डिफरेंशिएशन cos है. तो लेट हम मान लेंगे sin x को t और इसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू t और डिफरेंशिएटिंग दिस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू t, x के साथ नहीं t के साथ. तो डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे t के साथ तो sin की डिफरेंशिएशन हो जाएगी cos x और x की हो जाएगी dx by dt. सो x की डिफरेंशिएशन हो जाएगी dx by dt और t की हो जाएगी 1. आई विल मूव, मैं t को इस तरफ मूव कर दूंगा तो ये हो जाएगा dx cos dx into dx. सो ये बन जाएगा आपका dt और sin t की जगह आ जाएगा t. सो फाइनली लेट्स, ओके, इसके साथ साथ हमें निकालनी होगी नई लिमिट्स. तो जब x 0 है तो t कितना होगा मिलेगा इस फॉर्मूला से, तो t हो जाएगा साइन 0 और साइन 0 होता है 0. और जब x है पाई बाय 2 तो t हो जाएगा साइन पाई बाय 2 और साइन 90 होता है 1. तो नई लिमिट्स हो जाएंगी 0 से 1 और t कांस्टेंट है तो उसे रखेंगे बाहर. साइन x हो जाएगा t, cos x इंटू डी एक्स बन जाएगा dt और रहेगा हमारे पास tan इनवर्स t. सो ये हो जाएगा tan इनवर्स t. सो अब हमारे पास दो फंक्शंस हैं और यहाँ पे हम यूज करेंगे इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स. और इसके लिए हम एक एक्रोनिम यूज करते हैं आई ले, जहाँ पे हम फर्स्ट और सेकंड फंक्शन असाइन करेंगे तो ये इनवर्स, ये बन जाएगा हमारा फर्स्ट फंक्शन, ये एल्जेब्रिक है तो ये बन जाएगा सेकंड फंक्शन. ओके, नाउ इसको हम लिखेंगे 2. नाउ 0 to 1 ये इनवर्स बन जाएगा फर्स्ट फंक्शन और ये बन जाएगा सेकंड फंक्शन. और इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स अब हम इस पे लगाएंगे. लेट मी राइट हियर, I will write here using integration by parts. Okay. So integration by parts is equal to 2 is out constant. So integration by parts बोलता है is first function into integration of second function minus integration of differentiation of first function into integration of second function, and this whole has to be integrated once again and the limits are 0 to 1. तो ये है इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स. ये हो जाएगा 2, ये tan इनवर्स t लिखेंगे एज इट इज. तो tan इनवर्स t को लिखेंगे एज इट इज. t की इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी t स्क्वायर बाय 2. tan इनवर्स t की डिफरेंशिएशन होती है 1 प्लस t स्क्वायर. t की इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी t स्क्वायर बाय 2 और इस पूरे की दोबारा से चलेंगे डिफरेंशिएशन और ये है लिमिट 0 to 1. फाइनली इसको हम लिखेंगे 2. Let's keep it as it is, tan inverse 2 t square by 2 minus. Okay, ये इसमें से half, let's take half out. So this is now t square upon 1 plus t square और इसमें ऐड करेंगे एक बार प्लस और माइनस करेंगे. Let's add and subtract negative 1. So 0 to 1 and now I is equal to 2. This is tan inverse t into t square by 2 minus half. यहाँ पे फिर एक स्क्वायर ब्रेसेस लगाएंगे, इसको करेंगे अलग टी स्क्वायर बाय 1 के साथ. तो टी स्क्वायर प्लस 1 अपॉन टी स्क्वायर प्लस 1 माइनस 1 अपॉन 1 प्लस टी स्क्वायर. दिस इज द इंटीग्रेशन of dt and limits 0 to 1. So I is equal to 2. ये बन गया tan inverse t into t square by 2 minus half और इधर है इंटीग्रेशन, ये कैंसिल हो जाएगा वन, और वन की इंटीग्रेशन, वन इंटू वन की इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी टी माइनस, और इसकी इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी tan इनवर्स टी. So we are done with the integration. It has a limit 0 to 1. So let's open up the brackets. So this becomes 2 tan inverse t into t square by 2. And 2 and 2 gets cancelled. This becomes 2 into half. This 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So this is t plus tan inverse t. Now let's use the limits. So finally हमारे पास आ गया I is equal to tan inverse t into t square minus t plus tan inverse t 0 to 1. अब पुट करेंगे अपर लिमिट इस पूरी एक्सप्रेशन में, और ये हो जाएगा tan इनवर्स 1 इंटू वन का स्क्वायर 1 माइनस 1 प्लस tan इनवर्स 1 minus this is tan inverse 0 minus 0 plus tan inverse 0, and this whole term is 0. ये whole term 0 हो जाएगी. फाइनली हमारे पास है 1 is equal to ये हो जाएगा 2 tan inverse 1 minus 1. So 2 tan inverse 1. अब एंगल जिसके लिए tan की वैल्यू 1 होती है वो होता है 45. So this is pi by 4 minus 1 which becomes, ये बन जाएगा पाई बाय 2 माइनस 1, और हमारा डेफिनेट इंटीग्रल की वैल्यू है पाई बाय 2 माइनस 1. Okay, question number 34. It's asked in the question we have to solve the following linear pro, problem graphically. So ये है एक LPP चैप्टर का क्वेश्चन, और ये है हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन जहाँ हमें फाइंड आउट करना है मैक्सिमम p की वैल्यू. तो दिस इसे हम, ये है ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन and subject to the constraints, ये है conditions. These are the constraints. So first of all we will plot a graph plot करेंगे, और इस inequality को हम मान लेंगे 3x plus 2y is equal to 9, और इसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स निकालते हैं. एक बार x और y को 0 डालेंगे, y को 0 डाला तो x मिलेगा 3, और इधर x को 0 डाला तो y, x को 0 डाला तो y मिलेगा 4.5. सो ये है इसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स. और दूसरी लाइन है 3x प्लस वाई इज इक्वल टू 9. सो 3x प्लस वाई इज इक्वल टू 9. इसमें x और y, x को 0 डाला तो y है 9, और y को 0 डाला तो x है 3. ये है इसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स. ओके, अब इसका प्लॉट करेंगे हम ग्राफ. सो ग्राफ में ले लेते हैं x और y कोऑर्डिनेट एक्सिस. So let this be x axis. ये है x axis. चलो ये है x axis and this is the y axis. ये है y axis. This was 35 next section. For sheet and report we have to find the coordinates points in line. Okay, और इसके coordinates पहले प्लॉट करते हैं 3,0. So let this be 0, this be 1, 2, this 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and let this be 9. और इसको मान लेते हैं 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 3,0 होगा x एक्सिस के ऊपर, 0,4.5 होगा y एक्सिस के ऊपर, और इनको जॉइन करेंगे तो मिलेगी ग्राफ ऑफ द लाइन. और ये ग्राफ है इसकी इक्वेशन 3x plus 2y is equal to 9. लेकिन ये इनइक्वालिटी थी 3x plus 2y, इसका जो फिजिबल रीजन होगा वो हम ढूंढेंगे इस पॉइंट को डाल के 0,0. तो 0,0 अगर मैंने इसमें डाला मतलब x 0 और y 0 डाला तो 0 इज लेस देन 9 जो कि ट्रू है। इसका मतलब इसकी सोल्यूशन रीजन इस पॉइंट की तरफ है। अब प्लॉट करते हैं दूसरी लाइन का ग्राफ जो कि है 0,9। सो 0,9 होएगा वाई एक्सिस के ऊपर और वाई एक्सिस के ऊपर 0,9। तो इसको मैं थोड़ा सा खींच लेता हूँ और ये है 7, ये है 8 और ये है 9, ये है 0,9 और 3,0 तो सेम वही रहेगा। सो 3,0 इन दो पॉइंट्स को ज्वाइन करें तो हमें मिलेगी उस इक्वेशन का ग्राफ 3x प्लस वाई इज इक्वल टू 9 का ग्राफ। तो इसको थोड़ा सा एक्सटेंड करेंगे, ये बन जाएगा 3x प्लस वाई इज इक्वल टू 9 का ग्राफ। अब इसको चेक करेंगे इसी इनइक्वालिटी के लिए 3x प्लस वाई इज लेस देन इक्वल टू 9। इसको चेक करो 0,0, आप कोई भी पॉइंट ले सकते हो, मैंने ये लिया है। तो 0 इज लेस देन 9 विच इज ट्रू, सो मतलब इसका भी ग्राफ जो है वो आपका ओरिजिन की तरफ लाई करेगा। और हमारी जो शेडेड रीजन है इस केस में, जो शेडेड रीजन है वो इस तरह की दिखेगी। तो हमारा जो ग्राफ है वो कुछ इस तरह से दिखेगा, ये रहेगा ग्राफ। तो ये रही हमारी सोल्यूशन रीजन। आपको ये ग्राफ इस तरह बनाना है और मैंने बता दिया किस तरह ये ग्राफ बनेगा। और इस ग्राफ में जो कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स हैं वो है ये ओ बी और सी। तो ये इसके कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स हैं और इसी पे इन्हीं कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स पे हमें किसी एक पे मिलेगी z की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू। और z की जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू थी हमारा, सॉरी पी, हमारा जो ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन है वो है पी। सो ये है पी। पी जो है वो है 70x प्लस 40y। तो ये है 70x प्लस 40y। हमारे कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स है 0,0, सो ऑब्वियसली इस पे तो p की वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी। दूसरा कॉर्नर पॉइंट था b, तो b जो कॉर्नर पॉइंट है वो है 0,4.5। सो 0,4.5 और अगला जो कॉर्नर पॉइंट है वो है c 3,0। तो इस b को इसमें b के लिए अगर p की वैल्यू निकालें तो यहाँ जाएगा 70 इंटू 0 है और 40 इंटू 4.5। तो 70 इंटू 0 इज 0, 40 इंटू 4.5 इज 4 5 इज 20, 4 16 एंड 17 18 और c के लिए p की वैल्यू आएगी 210। सो ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू है, सो ये 180 रहेगा क्योंकि यहाँ 0 भी है। सो दिस वैल्यू इज 180। ओके, अब मैक्सिमम वैल्यू इनमें से जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू है वो है ये। सो दिस इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू और मैक्सिमम वैल्यू जो है वो है एट, मैक्सिमम वैल्यू जो आपको मिली है वो मिली है x3 पे और जब y 0 होगा। So this is how you find the maximum value of p is equal to 210 and x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 0. Okay. For next question, that is question number 35 part A. Question number 35 part A में दिया है कि in answering a question on a multiple MCQ, so this is the MCQ type test, a student either knows the answer or guesses। तो student को या तो आंसर पता है या वो गेस करेगा। और 3/5 is the probability that he knows the answer and 2/5 is the probability that he guesses the answer। So हम मानते हैं कि even एक even है when student knows the answer। So even is just even when student knows the answer। So इसको मान लेते हैं कि student even event है when student knows the answer। और E2 मान लेते हैं even when student, जब student आंसर गेस करता है, when student guesses the answer। और ए इवन मान लेते हैं कि आंसर जो है वो करेक्ट है। That answer is correct and it is answer is correct whether is student gives the answer and that answer student ने आंसर दिया और वो करेक्ट है। So इसकी जगह मैं लिखता हूँ student answered correctly। So student answered correctly. Okay, अब अब हम लिख लेते हैं probability. So even when 355 is a probability that he knows the answer, so probability of E1 जो है वो है 3/5 और जब वो guess करता है 2/5 is the probability that he guesses. Guess करने की probability है 2/5. Assuming that a student who guesses and the answer will be correct with probability 1/3. अब student guess करता है और answer भी correct है. तो student ने guess किया और answer भी correct. So assuming इसमें दिया है कि a student assuming the student who guesses student guess कर रहा है and the answer or answer will be correct with probability 1/3. तो student ने guess किया that is guess किया और answer भी correct. Answer is correct when student guesses और उसकी probability है 1/3. 1/3. So this is the probability 1/3. Now अब okay तो स्टूडेंट को आंसर पता था और स्टूडेंट ने आंसर भी करेक्ट दिया उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी 1 हुई तो ये वो प्रोबेबिलिटी है जब स्टूडेंट ने आंसर गेस किया और आंसर करेक्ट है वो हमें दिया है 1/3 और स्टूडेंट को आंसर पता है और आंसर भी करेक्ट है तो उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी 1 नहीं होगी क्योंकि आंसर तो करेक्ट किया now let's see what is asked in the question में पूछा है what is the probability a student knows the answer given that he answered is correctly अब स्टूडेंट ने आंसर करेक्ट दिया है he answered it correctly स्टूडेंट ये given है और हमें पता करना है what is the probability a student knows a student जो है को आंसर पता था ये आपको फाइंड आउट करना है so this is probability of even by student को what is the probability student knows the answer the student knows the answer sorry it's even so yes probability student knows the answer given that he answered is correct he given ये given है तो इसको रखेंगे हम नीचे और यहाँ लगाएंगे बेस थ्योरम और वो रहेगी प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ इवन इनटू प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बाय इवन और ये लगाएंगे बेस थ्योरम तो बेस थ्योरम में जितने भी इवेंट्स हैं उनको नीचे रख के उनकी प्रोबेबिलिटी से को भी अब हम ऐड करेंगे इधर नीचे तो ये है आपकी बेस थ्योरम नेक्स्ट इवन वाज E2 प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बाय E2 एंड यू कैन राइट हियर आप यहाँ लिख सकते हो यूजिंग बेस थ्योरम ये है बेस थ्योरम अब इनकी प्रोबेबिलिटीज डालते हैं प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ E1 थी 3/5 प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बाय E1 है 1 और प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ये तो वही आएगी 3/5 इंटू 1 प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ E2 की प्रोबेबिलिटी थी 2/5 और प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ ए बाय E2 है 1/3 तो ये बन गया 3/5 प्लस 2 बाय दिस इज 15 तो ये बन जाएगा 3/5 और 15 और 5 में एलसीएम 15 है तो ये बन जाएगा 9 प्लस 2 और हमें मिलेगा 3/5 डिवाइडेड बाय दिस इज 11/15 which becomes 3/5 into 15/11 so 5 3 that is 15 and the required probability is 9/11 so 9/11 जो है इसका आंसर है ये है क्वेश्चन नंबर 35 का पार्ट बी और लेट्स रीड आउट द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट इस क्वेश्चन में दिया है बॉक्स कंटेन्स 10 टिकट्स एक बॉक्स में 10 टिकट्स हैं टू ऑफ विच कैरी अ प्राइस ऑफ 8 ईच दो टिकट्स पे 8 रुपए का प्राइस है 5 ऑफ विच कैरी अ प्राइस ऑफ 4 ईच 5 टिकट्स में हर एक पे 4 रुपीज ईच का प्राइस है और बाकी 3 पे है 2 रुपए का प्राइस इफ वन टिकट इज ड्रॉन एट रैंडम तो हमें निकालनी है मीन वैल्यू ऑफ द प्राइस नाउ तो मीन वैल्यू ऑफ द प्राइस के लिए हमें बनाना पड़ेगा प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल और यहाँ पे जो प्राइस वैल्यू है टिकट की प्राइस वैल्यू जो है वो या तो 8 रुपए है या तो 4 रुपए है या फिर 2 रुपए है सो हम मान लेते हैं x be a random variable that denotes the price value of the ticket so x be a random तो x एक रैंडम वेरिएबल है that that denotes the price value of the tickets, जो हमें बताएगा प्राइस वैल्यू ऑफ टिकट, क्योंकि टिकट पे प्राइस वैल्यू सिर्फ 8, 2 और 4 रुपए की, तो इसका मतलब एक्स जो वैल्यू ले सकता है वो ले सकता है आपकी 8, 4 और 2। ये है टिकट की प्राइस वैल्यू। हर एक टिकट्स पे कुछ ना कुछ प्राइस वैल्यू है। तो जब एक्स, क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी होगी जब एक्स 8 होएगा, तो व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट एक्स इज इक्वल टू 8। अब टोटल टिकट्स हमारे पास कितनी है, टोटल टिकट्स हमारे पास है 10, और 8 जो है वो है 2 पे, सो ये बन जाएगा 2/10। 2/10 को आप 1/5 भी लिख सकते हो, आई जस्ट कीप इट एज इट इज। और प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू 4, 4 रुपए का प्राइस जो है वो है 5 टिकट्स पे, तो ये बन जाएगा 5/10। और क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी होगी जब एक्स 2 होएगा, यानी कि प्राइस वैल्यू 2 होएगी, तो प्राइस वैल्यू 2 के लिए आपके पास है 3, तो ये है 3/10। अब इसका बनाएंगे हम रैंडम प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल, जिसमें एक रो में लेंगे एक्स, एक की वैल्यूज है 8, 4 एंड 2, और उनकी रिस्पेक्टिव जो प्रोबेबिलिटीज हैं वो लिखेंगे अगले रो में, और ये है 2/10, 5/10 और 3/10। और इसको बना लेते हैं हम टेबुलर फॉर्म में, इसको लगा देंगे टेबुलर फॉर्म में। तो ये बन गया प्रोबेबिलिटी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टेबल फॉर द प्राइस वैल्यू ऑफ द प्राइजेस इन अ लॉटरी। लेकिन हमसे पूछा है मीन वैल्यू ऑफ प्राइस, और मीन वैल्यू ऑफ प्राइस को हम डिनोट करते हैं ई ऑफ एक्स, और वो निकालते हैं समेशन ऑफ पी आई इंटू एक्स। समेशन मतलब टोटल, टोटल मतलब पहला रैंडम वेरिएबल को उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करो, दिस इज 8 इंटू 2/10, 4 इंटू 5/10 प्लस 2 इंटू 3/10। सो ये हो जाएगा 16/10 प्लस 20/10 प्लस 6/10। 16 प्लस 6 is 22 प्लस 20 is 42/10। तो 42/10 को हम लिख सकते हैं, I can write it as 4.2. So the mean of for जो मीन वैल्यू थी प्राइस की वो है 4.2। क्वेश्चन नंबर हम कर रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन नंबर 36 का पार्ट बी, और ये क्वेश्चन है एक स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन। इस क्वेश्चन में दिया है अन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कंडक्टेड बाइक रेस अंडर 2 कैटेगरीज, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स की कैटेगरी में एक बाइक रेस कंडक्ट की गई, 28 पार्टिसिपेंट्स उसमें सारे हैं इन ऑल। और फाइनली कैटेगरी 1 मतलब बॉयज में सिलेक्ट किए गए 3 बॉयज, और कैटेगरी 2 में से गर्ल्स में सिलेक्ट की करी गई 2 गर्ल्स। और फाइनल रेस के लिए तो रवि ने 2 सेट बनाए बी और जी ऐसे, and where B is a set of boys selected और G is a set of girls selected। हमें फाइंड आउट करना है above information के बेस पे how many relations are from B to G। so पहले क्वेश्चन में हमारे पास एक सेट है बी जिसमें है 3 बॉयज, और एक सेट है जी जिसमें है 2 गर्ल्स, सो B1, B2 एंड B3। और यहाँ है 2 गर्ल्स G1 एंड G2। और बी आपका सेट है, यहाँ लिख लेते हैं B1, B2, B3। और जी सेट है गर्ल सेलेक्टेड का G1 एंड G2। नाउ वी हैव टू फाइंड द नंबर ऑफ रिलेशंस। ओके, रिलेशन एक सबसेट होता है ए क्रॉस बी का, यानी बी क्रॉस जी का। और बी क्रॉस जी में जितने एलिमेंट्स, बी क्रॉस जी में कितने एलिमेंट्स होंगे, वो होंगे कार्डिनल नंबर ऑफ बी इंटू कार्डिनल नंबर ऑफ जी। तो कार्डिनल नंबर ऑफ बी, इसमें 3 एलिमेंट्स हैं और इसमें है 2, तो ये हो जाएंगे 6। तो हमें निकालनी है नंबर ऑफ रिलेशंस। तो जो नंबर ऑफ रिलेशंस फ्रॉम बी टू जी होंगी वो हो जाएंगी, फॉर्मूला है 2 रेज पावर। सो नंबर ऑफ जो रिलेशंस जो बनेंगी फ्रॉम बी टू जी वो बनेंगी 2 रेज पावर कार्डिनल नंबर ऑफ बी क्रॉस जी, जो कि है 2 रेज पावर 6, तो 2 रेज पावर 6 रिलेशंस बनेंगे from B to G. Now, for second question, among all possible relations from B to G, how many functions can be formed from B to G? अब दूसरे क्वेश्चन में कितने फंक्शंस बन सकते हैं, मतलब कितनी तरह से आप मैप कर सकते हैं। तो ये है फंक्शन डोमेन, ये है को डोमेन। यहाँ पे है 3 एलिमेंट्स B1 B2 B3, और यहाँ पे है G1 और G2। नाउ अब मैं B1 को मैप कर सकता हूँ दो तरीके से। सो आई कैन राइट B1, जो हमें देगा फंक्शन। सो B1 कैन बी मैप टू, वी कैन से G इन 2 ways। इसी तरह B2 भी दो तरीके से मैप होगा, B3 भी दो तरीके से मैप हो जाएगा। दो तरीके से मैप हो जाएगा, तो हमारे पास जो फंक्शंस बनेंगे वो एक कर रहा है, एक हो रहा है दो तरह से मैप। एक एलिमेंट बी का हो रहा है दो तरफ से मैप। सो नंबर ऑफ टोटल फंक्शंस इन ऑल, तीन हमारे पास है, तो एक कर रहा है दो। सो 2 इंटू 2 हो जाएगा 8। हमारे पास जो नंबर ऑफ जो फंक्शंस बनेंगे 2 इंटू 8 बनेंगे। ओके, अब अगला क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन सेज, दैट इज पार्ट 3। ए आर एक रिलेशन है बी से बी में। सो हमारी रिलेशन डिफाइंड है बी टू बी। सो आर इज द रिलेशन डिफाइंड फ्रॉम बी टू बी, और आर रिलेशन कह रही है, नाउ आर इज द रिलेशन डिफाइंड फ्रॉम B to B. So this relation is defined from B to B, and this relation says that relation बोल रही है कि हमें दो ordered पेयर बनाने हैं B से B में, that is boys का ही सेट है, और दोनों जो होने चाहिए वो होने चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स, होने चाहिए B to B, जो स्टूडेंट्स होने चाहिए वो होने चाहिए ऑफ सेम सेक्स। सो ऑब्वियसली B में तो सारे बॉयज ही है। सो ये रिलेशन डिफाइंड है बी टू बी। सो बी में तो सारे बॉयज ही हैं, तो ये रिलेशन ऑब्वियसली रिफ्लेक्सिव भी है, ट्रांजिटिव भी है, और सिमेट्रिक भी है। सो ये रिलेशन डिफाइंड है बी टू बी। सो ये है बी, और बी में तीन बॉयज हैं, B1 B2 एंड B3। यहाँ भी B1 B2 और B3 है, तो इसे हम लिखेंगे कैसे। सो सबसे पहले रिफ्लेक्सिव में, अब जो रिफ्लेक्सिव रिलेशन है उसे हम एलिमेंट को एलिमेंट के साथ ही रिलेशन के लिए चेक करते हैं। तो मैंने मान लिया B1 को चेक कर लिया B1 के साथ। अब B1 और B1 जो है ये रिलेशन में है, क्यों? क्योंकि ये दोनों ही बॉयज हैं। सो रिलेशन बोलती है, सो दिस बिलोंग्स टू रिलेशन एज B1 एंड B1 आर दे आर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स, क्योंकि ये दोनों ही बॉयज हैं, स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ same sex, so we can say that R is reflexive. So जब मैंने ऑर्डर्ड पेयर में उसी एलिमेंट की उसी के साथ रिलेशन चेक करी, तो वो रिलेशन में निकले, क्योंकि दोनों ही स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स हैं, क्योंकि बॉयज है इसलिए रिफ्लेक्सिव है। अब सिमेट्रिक में कैसे चेक करेंगे? सिमेट्रिक में पहले हम मान लेंगे कि दो एक हमारे पास रिलेशन है, मान लो B1 और B2 दोनों रिलेशन में है। रिलेशन का मतलब है कि B1 और B2 आर दीज आर, हम ये है स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स। सो अगर ये रिलेशन में है तो मतलब B1 और B2 है स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स, क्योंकि रिलेशन ही यही है। अब इनका ऑर्डर चेंज कर दो, तो जब B1 कॉमा B2 रिलेशन में, तो B1 B2 स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स है। अगर ये सेम सेक्स है तो इनका ऑर्डर चेंज करने पे भी, किसी को आगे पीछे रखने से भी उनका सेक्स चेंज नहीं होएगा। So these B1 and B2 and B1 are also students of same sex. जब ये B2 और B1 भी स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ सेम सेक्स हैं, तो इसका मतलब B2 और B1 वो रिलेशन को बिलोंग करते हैं। तो B1 B2 अगर रिलेशन में है तो हमें मिला B2 B1 रिलेशन में है, तो इसका मतलब R is symmetric। अब चेक करेंगे ट्रांजिटिव के लिए। तो ट्रांजिटिव के लिए हमारा जो रूल है वो है, हम मान लेंगे A और B रिलेशन में है, बी और सी भी रिलेशन में है, और अगर ए और सी भी रिलेशन में निकले तो हम बोलेंगे रिलेशन इज ट्रांजिटिव। तो इसके लिए मान लेते हैं लेट, हम मान लेते हैं B1 और B2 रिलेशन में है और B2 के साथ B3 रिलेशन में है। तो B1 B2 रिलेशन में है, इसका मतलब है B1 एंड B2 आर ऑफ सेम सेक्स। और B2 और B3 रिलेशन में है, इसका मतलब है B2 एंड B3 आर ऑफ सेम सेक्स। अब इनसे हमें क्या मिलेगा? B1 B2 सेम सेक्स के हैं, B2 B3 भी सेम सेक्स के हैं, इनके बीच में कॉमन लिंक है B2। इसका मतलब हुआ B1 एंड B3 आर ऑल्सो ऑफ सेम सेक्स। और अगर B1 और B2 सेम सेक्स के हैं तो इसका मतलब है B1 रिलेशन में है B3 के साथ, या फिर हम लिख सकते हैं B1 कॉमा B3 बिलोंग्स टू रिलेशन। अगर ये रिलेशन में है तो इसका मतलब रिलेशन जो है वो ट्रांजिटिव है, रिलेशन इज ट्रांजिटिव। और ऐसी रिलेशन जो रिफ्लेक्सिव भी है, सिमेट्रिक भी है, ट्रांजिटिव भी है, उसे हम बोलते हैं इक्विवेलेंस रिलेशन। सो रिलेशन इज एट द एंड लास्ट में हम लिख सकते हैं रिलेशन इज रिफ्लेक्सिव, रिलेशन जो है वो सिमेट्रिक भी है, और रिलेशन ट्रांजिटिव भी है। तो इसीलिए आर जो है वो एक इक्विवेलेंस रिलेशन है। तो इस तरह से आपको लिखना है। नाउ इसका एक और पार्ट है, और पार्ट। तो इस और पार्ट को इधर करते हैं। तो ये और पार्ट जो है, दिस इज द फंक्शन फ्रॉम बी टू जी, ये एक बी टू जी फंक्शन है। और बी मतलब सेट ऑफ बॉयज एंड जी इज अ सेट ऑफ सिलेक्टेड गर्ल्स। तो ये है B1 B2 और B3, और गर्ल्स हैं G1 एंड G2, इसमें दो ही गर्ल्स हैं। अच्छा, इसमें जो आपकी जो जो रिलेटेड है, B1 इज इन फंक्शन विद G1, मतलब G1 B1 की इमेज है, और B2 की इमेज है G2, और B3 की इमेज है G1। तो आपको बताना है कि ये बाइजेक्टिव है या नहीं। अब बाइजेक्टिव फंक्शन वो होता है जो वन वन भी होता है, वन वन भी होता है, और ऑन टू भी होता है। तो इसको पहले वन वन के लिए चेक करते हैं। अब ये फंक्शन वन वन नहीं है, क्यों? क्योंकि वन वन फंक्शन वो होता है जिसमें हर एक एलिमेंट जो डोमेन में है उसकी एक यूनिक इमेज होती है। यहाँ B1 की इमेज भी G1 है और B3 की इमेज भी G1। तो हम लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पे जो B1 की इमेज है वो भी G1 है, और जो B3 की इमेज है वो भी G1 है। तो B1 और B3 की यूनिक इमेज नहीं है दोनों की, उन दोनों की एक ही इमेज है। सो वी कैन से हियर, वी कैन राइट दैट B1 and B3 have same image। इसका मतलब आपका फंक्शन इज नॉट वन वन। अब फंक्शन वन वन ही नहीं है तो इसका मतलब ये हमें ऑन टू पे जाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि बाइजेक्टिव फंक्शन वो होता है जो वन वन भी होता है और ऑन टू। तो ये वन वन तो है ही नहीं, तो ऑन टू तो चेक करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। सो इन द एंड वी कैन से दैट फंक्शन इज नॉट bijective. So this function is not bijective. And with this, let's move on to question number 37. For question number 37 में ये भी एक केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है। इस क्वेश्चन में दिया है, लेट्स रीड आउट दिस क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट। गौतम बायस 5 पेन्स, 3 बैग्स एंड 1 इंस्ट्रूमेंट बॉक्स, और उसने सभी के लिए सम पे किया ₹160। उसी शॉप से विक्रम ने लिए 2 पेन, 1 बैग और 3 इंस्ट्रूमेंट बॉक्सेस एंड पे से सम ऑफ ₹190। अंकुर ने भी 1 पेन, 1 बैग, इंस्ट्रूमेंट। सो सभी ने पेन, बैग और इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स ही लिए हैं, और अलग अलग क्वांटिटीज में, और सभी ने कुछ ना कुछ सम पे किया है। So is based on the above information, we have to answer the following questions and convert the first part is to convert the above situation into a matrix equation of the form AX is equal to B। So इस इक्वेशन में, इस क्वेश्चन में हम मान लेते हैं, let हम मान लेते हैं x be the number of pens। what total pens कितने लिए गए वो हम मान लेते हैं x। let x be, let's say, number of pens bought। and YB number of bags. So YB, let's say total number of bags bought by each candidate, and Z be the number of instrument bags total. ओके, अब यहाँ पे पहली मैट्रिक्स बनाएंगे। सो हमें पता है मैट्रिक्स को, अगर इस सिचुएशन को मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म में लिखना है तो हम लिखेंगे ए एक्स इज इक्वल टू, जहाँ एक्स में होंगे वेरिएबल्स, बी में होंगे कॉन्स्टेंट्स जो कि होएगा सभी का सम पे, टोटल सम पेड, और ए में हो जाएंगे जो जो इन लोगों ने लिया है। तो पहली हमारा जो ए जो बनेगा वो बनेगा 5 अंकुर के लिए, गौतम के लिए 5 पेन 3 बैग और एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट बॉक्स, तो ये बन जाएगा 531। और आ, इसी शॉप से विक्रम के बनेंगे 2 पेन्स 1 बैग 213, सो विक्रम के लिए है 213। वेयर ओके, और इसने सब ये पे किए 190, अंकुर के हैं 1 2 एंड 4, सो 1 2 एंड 4, ये सभी हैं पेन 521 ये कॉलम, और दूसरा कॉलम है आपका बैग का, ये कॉलम है बैग का, और ये कॉलम है इंस्ट्रूमेंट बॉक्स का। तो ये इसको बना लेते हैं मैट्रिक्स ए। और जो मैट्रिक्स एक्स होएगा उसमें होंगे एक्स वाई और जेड, नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट, नंबर ऑफ पेन्स बैग्स एंड इंस्ट्रूमेंट बॉक्सेस। और जो बी जो मैट्रिक्स होएगी उसमें होंगे कांस्टेंट्स, और कांस्टेंट्स हैं टोटल सम पेड बाय ईच कैंडिडेट 160 190 एंड 250 160, सो दिस इज 160 190 160 190 और 250, ये हो गया आपका मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म। और इस मैट्रिक्स को, जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो था वो हमें लिखना था ए एक्स इज इक्वल टू बी की फॉर्म में, तो ये हमने लिख लिया। अब हमें निकालना है ए डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए। सो सेकंड क्वेश्चन है वी हैव टू फाइंड द डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए मैट्रिक्स। सो ए मैट्रिक्स ये है, तो इसका डिटर्मिनेंट फाइंड आउट करने के लिए इसको रो R1 में एक्सपेंड करेंगे, और मैं साइन असाइन करूंगा प्लस माइनस प्लस। प्लस मीन्स 5 को लेंगे प्लस, तो 5 की रो और कॉलम हटाएंगे तो बचेगा 1324। इसी तरह फिर -3, फिर 3 की रो और कॉलम हटाएंगे तो बचेगा मैट्रिक्स 2314 या डिटर्मिनेंट, फिर प्लस 1, 1 की रो और कॉलम हटाएंगे तो बचेगा 2112, तो ये बचेगा 2112। ओके, अब निकालते हैं डिटर्मिनेंट। सो डिटर्मिनेंट ए हो जाएगा 5, सो 1 को करेंगे 4 से मल्टीप्लाई, 4 फिर सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे इन दोनों का प्रोडक्ट 6, इसी तरह आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे। So 2 into 4 is 8 minus 3 plus 1. 2 into 2 is 4. So 4 minus 1. तो इनका प्रोडक्ट माइनस इनका प्रोडक्ट, इनका प्रोडक्ट माइनस इनका प्रोडक्ट, और इस तरह से आपको मिलेगा डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए। 5 4 माइनस 6 6 -2 -3, 8 माइनस 3 इज 5 प्लस 1 इंटू 3। ओके, ये हो जाएगा -10 -15 प्लस 3, ये हो जाएगा -25 प्लस 3, जो हो जाएगा -22। सो डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए है -22। नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है वी हैव टू फाइंड ए इनवर्स। अच्छा, तो ए इनवर्स फाइंड आउट करने के लिए फॉर्मूला है एडजॉइंट ऑफ ए बाय डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए, और डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए जीरो नहीं है, तो इसका मतलब है ए इनवर्स एग्जिस्ट करता है। सो ए इनवर्स एग्जिस्ट करता है तो हम ए इनवर्स निकाल सकते हैं, उसके लिए हम फाइंड आउट करने पड़ेगा एडजॉइंट ए। सो एडजॉइंट ऑफ ए कोफैक्टर्स की का ट्रांसपोज की मैट्रिक्स है, तो हम सबसे पहले निकालेंगे कोफैक्टर्स। कोफैक्टर्स मतलब A11 A12 और A13। तो यहाँ निकालते हैं A11 A12 एंड A13। अब 1 ये है रो और ये कॉलम, 1 प्लस 1 होता है 2 जो कि इवन है, तो यहाँ साइन प्लस होएगा। अगर रो प्लस कॉलम को प्लस करके और आएगा तो साइन नेगेटिव, इसी तरह साइन करते जाओ प्लस। अब उस रो और कॉलम को रिमूव करो जहाँ A11 है। सो A11 में हमारा एलिमेंट है 5, रो और कॉलम रिमूव करेंगे तो बचेगा 1324, तो ये बचेगा 1324। मैं बताता हूँ कैसे। ये रहा आपका ए मैट्रिक्स। सो ए मैट्रिक्स में 5 का रो और कॉलम हटा दो तो बचेगा 1324। इसी तरह से अगर 1 2 का रो और कॉलम में हटाऊं तो मेरे पास बचेगा 2 3 1 4। सो ये है 2 3 1 4। इसी तरह 1 3 एलिमेंट इन फर्स्ट रो, फर्स्ट रो और थर्ड कॉलम में जो एलिमेंट है उसको हटाने पे बचेगा 2 1 1 2। जो मैट्रिक्स बचेगी उसका आपको डिटरमिनेंट निकालना, तो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा 4 - 6, ये है -2, और ये है -8 - 3, तो ये हो जाएगा -5, और ये हो जाएगा 2 2 ज़ार 4 -1 3। ये जो को फैक्टर्स है इनको आपने लिखना है कॉलम में, रो में नहीं, कॉलम में। कॉलम मतलब -2 - 5 3, क्योंकि इन जो फैक्टर्स है इनके ट्रांसपोज की जो मैट्रिक्स होती है वो होता है जॉइंट ऑफ ए। तो पहला हमारे पास कॉलम आ गया -2 -5 एंड 3। ओके, अब हम निकालेंगे सेकेंड रो के, अब हम निकालेंगे जो सेकेंड रो है उसके कोफैक्टर्स, सेकेंड रो के एलिमेंट्स के कोफैक्टर्स। तो सेकेंड रो के जो एलिमेंट्स होंगे, जो कोफैक्टर्स होंगे वो होंगे A21 A22 A23। और जैसे कि मैंने बताया है, रो और कॉलम को प्लस करके अगर इवन आया तो पॉजिटिव, नहीं तो नेगेटिव। 2 + 1 = 3 नेगेटिव, 2 + 2 = 4 इवन पॉजिटिव, और यहाँ आ जाएगा नेगेटिव। अब सेकेंड रो और फर्स्ट कॉलम में जो एलिमेंट है उसकी रोज और कॉलम हटाने पे मिलेगा 3 1 2 4। सो ये है 3 1 2 4। सिमिलरली यहाँ पे सेकेंड रो और सेकेंड कॉलम को हटाओ तो मिलेगा 5 1 1 4। सो 5 1 1 4, और इधर मिलेगा आपका 5 3 1, ये है 5 3 1। Now this is negative 3 4 is 12 -2 is equal to -10, और ये हो जाएगा 20 - 1, ये हो जाएगा 19, ये हो जाएगा -10 - 3, ये हो जाएगा -7। तो मेरे पास जो सेकंड कॉलम है वो मिलेगा -10 19 एंड 7। तो ये है जॉइन ए का -10 19 एंड -7। इसी तरह को फैक्टर्स निकालेंगे थर्ड रो के। तो थर्ड रो के को फैक्टर्स होंगे 3 1 3 2। सबसे पहले साइन करेंगे, साइन 3 + 1 होता है 4, मतलब इवन तो पॉजिटिव, फिर ऑब्वियसली नेगेटिव, फिर पॉजिटिव। अब थर्ड रो और फर्स्ट कॉलम की रो और कॉलम हटाने पे हमें मिलेगा 3 1 1 3। सो 3 1 1 3। इसी तरह थर्ड रो और सेकंड कॉलम, थर्ड रो और सेकंड कॉलम में जो एलिमेंट है उसकी रो और कॉलम हटाने में मिलेगा 5 1 2 3। सो 5 1 2 3। Removing the row and the column for the element in the third row and third column, it's 5 3 2 1। So 5 3 2 1, और ये हो जाएगा 3 3 9 -1 हो जाएगा 8, ये हो जाएगा -15 -2 हो जाएगा -13, और ये हो जाएगा 5 - 6 हो जाएगा -1। तो हमें मिल गया थर्ड कॉलम है जॉइंट का, ये है 8 -13 और -1। सो adjoint is 8 negative। ओके, अब हम निकालेंगे ए इनवर्स। तो ए इनवर्स का जो फॉर्मूला था वो था जॉइंट ऑफ ए। सो ये जो एडजॉइंट है इसको डिवाइड करेंगे, हमें मिलेगा ए इनवर्स। मतलब ये जो एडजॉइंट ऑफ ए है, दिस हैज टू बी डिवाइडेड बाय डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ ए। तो हमें मिलेगा ए इनवर्स, ये लिखा हुआ है, तो इसको डिवाइड करेंगे एडजॉइंट, सॉरी डिटर्मिनेंट ऑफ जो ए था वो था -29। सो -1/29। तो ये बन गया, सॉरी नेगेटिव, इट्स वाज -22। तो ये हो जाएगा -22। यहाँ से घटाएंगे तो ये -1/22। ये है ए इनवर्स। ओके, सो ए इनवर्स हमने फाइंड आउट कर लिया है, और आगे देखते हैं नेक्स्ट इसमें क्या पूछा है। नेक्स्ट पूछा है डिटरमिन द मैट्रिक्स पॉलिनॉमियल p इज इक्वल टू a² - 5a। तो अब आपको निकालना है, ये इसका और पार्ट है क्वेश्चन का। तो इट्स p इज इक्वल टू a² - 5a। तो हमें निकालना पड़ेगा a और a का प्रोडक्ट। तो पहले निकालते हैं ए और ए का प्रोडक्ट। सो ए स्क्वायर मीन्स ए इंटू ए। तो जो हमारी ए मैट्रिक्स है वो है, ए मैट्रिक्स है 5 3 1। सो ए मैट्रिक्स सी 5 3 1 और 2 1 3 1 2 4। इसको मल्टी, ये है ए मैट्रिक्स, इसी को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे ए मैट्रिक्स इसी के साथ दोबारा। सो 5 3 1 2 1 3 एंड 1 2 4। नाउ तो ये हो जाएगा ए स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू, मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे फर्स्ट रो और फर्स्ट कॉलम के रिस्पेक्टिव एलिमेंट। तो 5 5 जार, ये हो जाएगा 5 × 5 प्लस सेकेंड एलिमेंट रो का और सेकेंड एलिमेंट कॉलम का 3 × 2, 3 × 2 प्लस 1 × 1। तो मैं इसे सीधे सीधे मल्टीप्लाई करता हूँ, लिखता हूँ। सो 5 × 5 इज 25 प्लस 3 × 2 इज 6 प्लस 1 × 1 इज 1। ये बन गया पहला एलिमेंट। अब इसी रो को लेंगे सेकंड कॉलम के साथ। तो 5 3 15 प्लस 3 प्लस 2, फिर 5 प्लस 9 प्लस 4। इसी तरह सेकंड रो सभी कॉलम्स के साथ। तो 10 प्लस 2 प्लस 3, फिर 6 प्लस 1 प्लस 6, फिर 2 प्लस 3 प्लस 12, फिर 1 × 5 इज 5, 4 प्लस 4, 3 प्लस 2 प्लस 8, फिर 1 प्लस 6 प्लस 16, और ये हो जाएगा ए स्क्वायर। तो ए स्क्वायर लिखते हैं, ए स्क्वायर हो जाएगा, पहला एलिमेंट है 25 प्लस 6 31 प्लस 1 हो जाएगा 32। तो ये है 32, 15 प्लस 3 इज 18 प्लस 2 हो जाएगा 29 प्लस 5 इज 14 प्लस 4 इज 18। ओके, अगला है 10 प्लस 2, ये हो गया 15, 13 एंड 17। नेक्स्ट इज 8, 5 प्लस 4 प्लस 4, 9 प्लस 4 इज 13, 13 एंड 23। तो ये हो गया ए स्क्वायर। नाउ हमें फाइंड आउट करना है ए स्क्वायर माइनस 5 है। तो यहाँ लिख देते हैं ए स्क्वायर माइनस 5 इंटू ए। तो ये ए स्क्वायर है माइनस 5 इंटू ए। ए को यहाँ दोबारा लिखेंगे, ए था, ए मैट्रिक्स था 5 3 1। सो दिस इज 5 3 1, ये हो जाएगा 2 1 3 और ये हो जाएगा 1 2 4। ओके, तो ये मैट्रिक्स ए स्क्वायर तो वैसे ही रहेगा 32 20 18 15 13 17 13 13 एंड 23। अब यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे 5 को सभी एलिमेंट्स के साथ। सो 5 5 जार इज 25, 15 5 10 5 15 5 10 एंड 20। और 32 माइनस, माइनस करेंगे रिस्पेक्टिव एलिमेंट। 32 माइनस 25 इज 7। Okay, 20 minus 15 is 5, 18 minus 5 is 13, 15 minus 10 is 5, 13 minus 5 is 8, 2 and 8 and 3 and 3. So 5, 7, 5, 13, 5, 8, 2, 8, 3 and 3. This is, ये हमने निकालना है इस मैट्रिक्स पॉलिनॉमियल ए स्क्वायर माइनस 5 ए के लिए। तो ये है आपका P. Let's move on to next question, that is the final question, question number 38. For question number 38, ये हमारा लास्ट क्वेश्चन है इस सेट का, और ये भी केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है। इस क्वेश्चन में दिया है एन इक्वेशन इन्वॉल्विंग डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ द डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स इज कॉल्ड अ डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन। वी ऑल नो दैट। नाउ कोई भी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन जो dy इज इक्वल टू dx, जो फंक्शन है x और y वेरिएबल्स का, उसे हम होमोजेनियस तब बोलेंगे जब इसे, इफ, जब f ऑफ x y एक फंक्शन है जिसकी डिग्री 0 है, और f ऑफ x प्लस वाई एक होमोजेनियस फंक्शन ऑफ डिग्री n है, तो x और y को लेमडा रिप्लेस करने पे भी लेमडा रेस पावर n समथिंग वही फंक्शन वापस मिलता है। तो हम इसको बोलते हैं होमोजेनियस फंक्शन। वी हैव डन दैट, कि हमें होमोजेनियस फंक्शन कैसे चेक करना है। और किसी होमोजीनियस डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करने के लिए उसे हम लाएंगे डी वाई बाई डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू एफ ऑफ एक्स वाई। अब हम इसको एफ ऑफ एक्स वाई जो कि दो वेरिएबल्स का फंक्शन है इसे चेंज कर देंगे एक और फंक्शन में जी जहाँ वेरिएबल्स होंगे वाई बाई एक्स की फॉर्म। तो यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूशन y इज इक्वल टू वी एक्स करेंगे और सेपरेट वेरिएबल्स को सेपरेट करेंगे। अब ये जो इंफॉर्मेशन हमें दे रखी है इसके बेस पे हमें शो करना है ये बनानी है इस फंक्शन में कन्वर्ट करना है लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन इस फंक्शन में कन्वर्ट करना है। तो लिख लेते हैं इस डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को। हमारी जो डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन है वो है एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस वाई स्क्वायर इंटू डी एक्स प्लस टू एक्स वाई इंटू डी वाई इज इक्वल टू जीरो। ये है गिवन डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन और इसे हमने चेंज करना है एक फंक्शन g में जिसमें वेरिएबल्स y बाय x होंगे x इंटू वाई या y या x नहीं होंगे। ओके। तो इसका मतलब ये है कि हमें dy बाय dx बनाना है। तो हर एक टर्म को हम डिवाइड करेंगे dx। तो इस जो पहली टर्म है इसमें है आपका dx। तो हर एक टर्म को डिवाइड करते हैं dx से। तो पहली टर्म को डिवाइड किया dx से तो मुझे मिलेगा एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस वाई स्क्वायर। तो एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस वाई स्क्वायर यहाँ मैंने डिवाइड कर दिया dx से। तो ये हो गया टू एक्स वाई, ये भी हो गया dx और यहाँ डिवाइड किया तो जीरो ही है तो ये बच जाएगा। आप यहाँ लिखोगे एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस वाई स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू हो जाएगा टू एक्स वाई इंटू डी वाई बाई डी एक्स। तो डी वाई बाई डी एक्स तो आ गया। इसको इन दोनों की साइड जो है चेंज करेंगे तो रहेगा टू एक्स वाई डी वाई बाई डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू वाई स्क्वायर हो जाएगा पॉजिटिव एक्स स्क्वायर हो जाएगा नेगेटिव। अब यहाँ से हटाना है आपको टू एक्स वाई। तो हर एक टर्म को डिवाइड करेंगे टू एक्स वाई से। तो यहाँ डिवाइड किया टू एक्स वाई से टू एक्स वाई हट जाएगा। यहाँ डिवाइड करेंगे टू एक्स वाई से इसे भी डिवाइड करेंगे टू एक्स वाई से। तो वाई और वाई कट गया एक एक्स कट गया। फाइनली हमारे पास बचेगा डी वाई बाई डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू हो जाएगा वाई अपॉन टू एक्स माइनस यहाँ हो जाएगा एक्स अपॉन टू वाई। ओके। तो इसे मैं अगर यहाँ मैं एलसीएम ले लूँ तो ये बन जाएगा डी वाई बाई डी एक्स इज इक्वल टू अगर मैं एलसीएम लूँ तो मेरे पास रहेगा एलसीएम ले लूँ तो ये बन जाएगा। हमें चाहिए थी y बाय एक्स तो यहाँ y बाय एक्स है और यहाँ y बाय एक्स नहीं है इस x को नीचे ले आता है। तो ये बन जाएगा आपका आई कैन राइट इट एज तो ये बनेगा वन बाय टू वाई बाय एक्स और मैं इसे लिख सकता हूँ वन बाय टू इसको कर देते हैं y अपॉन एक्स। तो अब y बाय एक्स की रिप्लेसमेंट होगी v के साथ। आपको रिप्लेस करना है y बाय एक्स को v के साथ। So y is equal to vx. So y is equal to vx means that v is equal to y by x. Okay. तो फाइनली इसे हम फंक्शन ऑफ g ऑफ y बाय x लिखना है। तो इसे मैंने इस तरह से लिखा। इसे इस तरीके से करते हैं टू एक्स वाई से डिवाइड किया तो ये बन जाएगा वाई एक्स स्क्वायर। तो इसे यहाँ ले आते हैं तो ये बन गया वाई स्क्वायर माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर अपॉन टू एक्स वाई। ओके। तो अब हर एक टर्म को डिवाइड करेंगे एक्स स्क्वायर से। तो डी वाई बाई डी एक्स हर एक टर्म को एक्स स्क्वायर से डिवाइड किया तो ये बन जाएगा वाई स्क्वायर बाई एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर बाई एक्स स्क्वायर और ये बन जाएगा टू एक्स वाई को डिवाइड करना है एक्स स्क्वायर से। तो ये तो कट गया वन ये यहाँ रह जाएगा वाई बाई एक्स। तो फाइनली हमारा जो डी वाई बाई डी एक्स है वो एक फंक्शन है जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ जिसमें वाई बाई एक्स ही है। और ये देखो u इंटू वाई बाई एक्स। तो हम कह सकते हैं इससे एक फंक्शन g। तो ये एक फंक्शन g बन जाएगा जिसमें वेरिएबल आपका y बाई एक्स की फॉर्म में है। तो डी वाई बाई डी एक्स को हमने जी ऑफ वाई बाई एक्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया। अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है वी हैव टू सॉल्व द इक्वेशन टू फाइंड दिस जनरल सॉल्यूशन। तो डी वाई बाई डी एक्स, तो सेकेंड हम जो सब्स्टिट्यूशन करेंगे, तो सेकंड केस में हमारे पास let's say y is equal to vx. So y is equal to vx means differentiating this with respect to x. अगर इसको differentiate करें with respect to x तो मिलेगा, यहाँ लगाएंगे प्रोडक्ट रूल, तो v into differentiation of x1 x into differentiation of v which is dv by dx। तो ये बन जाएगा dy by dx बन जाएगा v plus x into dv by dx, और dy by dx ऑलरेडी हमारे पास इधर है, तो ये है y अपॉन एक्स, यहाँ ये बन जाएगा dy अपॉन डी एक्स वाई अपॉन एक्स द होल स्क्वायर माइनस वन अपॉन टू इंटू वाई बाई एक्स इज इक्वल टू वी प्लस एक्स इंटू डी वी बाई डी एक्स। ये डी वाई बाई डी एक्स हम ऑलरेडी यहाँ निकाल चुके हैं, वाई बाई एक्स, तो यहाँ से हमें मिलेगा y by x हो जाएगा v। So let's make the substitution here. So ये बन जाएगा v square minus 1 2v is equal to v plus x into dv by dx। अब यहाँ से हमें निकालनी है जनरल इक्वेशन। तो यहाँ पे वेरिएबल सेपरेट करेंगे, v एक साइड और x वाले एक तरफ, तो ये बन जाएगा v स्क्वायर माइनस वन अपॉन टू बी माइनस वी, और यहाँ रह जाएगा x इंटू डी वी बाय डी एक्स। तो इससे और सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे टू वी, तो ये बनेगा वी स्क्वायर माइनस वन, यहाँ वन है तो ये बन जाएगा माइनस टू वी स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू एक्स इंटू डी वी बाई डी एक्स। फाइनली इट्स माइनस वन माइनस वी स्क्वायर अपॉन टू वी इज इक्वल टू एक्स इंटू डी वी बाई डी एक्स, और अब वेरिएबल सेपरेट करेंगे, इसे ले जाते हैं इस तरफ एंड लेट्स शिफ्ट, तो ये बन जाएगा टू वी अपॉन वन माइनस वी स्क्वायर इंटू डी वी इज इक्वल टू, ये बन जाएगा वन अपॉन एक्स इंटू डी एक्स। ओके, यहाँ से नेगेटिव हटाते हैं, कॉमन लेते हैं इधर, वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर इंटू डी वी, और इस नेगेटिव को यहाँ ले आते हैं दूसरी तरफ, तो ये आपका है, यहाँ से नेगेटिव हट गया, वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर। नाउ लेट्स इंटीग्रेट इट ऑन बोथ साइड्स। अब हम इंटीग्रेट करेंगे बोथ साइड्स, इंटीग्रेटिंग इट ऑन बोथ साइड्स। सो इंटीग्रेशन से हमें वो फंक्शन मिलेगा जिससे ये डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन बनी थी। तो इंटीग्रेटिंग ऑन बोथ साइड्स we get, so how do we integrate? Just use the integration sign and let's see, so this is into negative 1 by x into dx। तो ये बन जाएगा log ऑफ वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर। अगर इसमें हम सब्सटीट्यूशन करें वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर को t मान लें, तो ये आ जाएगा टू वी इंटू डी वी इज इक्वल टू डी टी, तो ये बन जाएगा डी टी, तो v इंटू डी वी बन जाएगा हाफ ऑफ, हाफ आ जाएगा बाहर, और बन जाएगा log ऑफ वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर। सो टू वी अपॉन वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर की इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी log ऑफ वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर। तो कैसे करेंगे मैं आपको बताता हूँ, वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर को मान लो टी, तो टू वी इंटू डी वी हो जाएगा डी टी, इसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टी, तो वी इंटू ओके टू वी इंटू डी वी, तो ये पूरा का पूरा जो है ये बन गया आपका डी टी, इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी डी टी और नीचे है टी, वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर है टी, तो इसकी इंटीग्रेशन हो जाएगी लॉग टी, और टी था आपका वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर। ओके, तो ये बन गया वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर, यहाँ डाल देंगे, इसकी इंटीग्रेशन है लॉग ऑफ वन प्लस वी स्क्वायर माइनस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ वन बाय एक्स होती है लॉग एक्स, और साथ में कांस्टेंट ऐड करेंगे, तो क्योंकि दोनों लॉग में है तो यहाँ पे भी कांस्टेंट लेट बी लॉग सी। ओके, तो लेट्स टेक log x to this side, log x को इस साइड लाएंगे तो ये देगा प्लस log x इज इक्वल टू log c, ये बन गया log a प्लस log b। log a प्लस log b होता है log a into b, so log a into b, और ये है log c, log log कट जाएगा, तो ये बन जाएगा आपका, अब डाल देते हैं v स्क्वायर, v की वैल्यू v का आपका y बाय एक्स द होल स्क्वायर इंटू एक्स इज इक्वल टू सी। क्योंकि यहाँ ले लेते हैं हम, ये x है, तो ये बन जाएगा एक्स स्क्वायर, यहाँ ले लेते हैं एलसीएम, वन प्लस वाई स्क्वायर बाय एक्स स्क्वायर इंटू एक्स इज इक्वल टू सी, ये स्क्वायर है, लेट्स टेक एलसीएम, तो बन गया एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर इंटू एक्स इज इक्वल टू सी, एक एक्स कट जाएगा। सो फाइनली आपकी जनरल सोल्यूशन ऑफ दिस इक्वेशन है एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर इज equal to cx. So with this we have solved this question, this set 5 of 2023. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.